Don't actually roll yet because I need to clear my turn order here. And I need to bring up a whole bunch of sheets. But yes, you all were noticing. I believe everybody was awake here to see Tallgore and the rest of the hobgoblin troop that travels with him climbing up the side of the minor divot. I say minor, but the small section of collapsed cave. And all of you kind of spotting each other in a momentary standoff before combat would seem to ensue. Yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and start rolling initiative, you can get right to that. I know you don't have a token to roll with, Clayton. So for now,
woo!
I need to fix that. Shit, that's something I need to fix right now.
7.
I made you a token, and I didn't assign your token to your sheet.
But I'm on the game right now, am I?
Who knows?
You're not on the map. Because I have not given you a token yet.
And just give me like a something.
Do you still want the owl to use my initiative, or should I roll for this? Because I know they're going to go after it at some point.
It just moves on your initiative just to save
Okay.
having a whole bunch of extra initiative rolls for no reason.
Right.
Alright, so then there's Slingshot, there's Balin. I need to bring Blisk up because Blisk is also in this combat.
Man,
We'll
my
see if
refund
he's-
for state just went down.
Dan needs to roll for initiative. I will do that for him. He will probably miss a couple of rounds of combat here. He may not even be here for the encounter, but that's not a big deal.
I'm just gonna kill everyone. Including us.
That has happened in the past, unfortunately, where the person who wasn't here just happened to get the killing blow. I think that's actually been notoriously consistent.
Wasn't that the night? Yeah, the night that Mino had to leave, and you rolled him, and he basically saved us from a TPK and Cragmaw hideout.
Just double check one more thing.
I remember that.
I'm not at all, kind of slowing things down to get Dan here a little faster, even though he's only 10 minutes late. Ooh. Somebody wanted to get started. Alright, so Dennis, Slingshot, Balin, Layar, the Hobgoblins, and Tallgar.
Yeah, fuck.
We bring up one more
It's alright, guys.
thing.
I got the end.
Just a clarification question. We're all awake, but we're all probably laying down. Except for maybe 2.
No, I kicked everybody awake. So everybody stood up as they climbed up.
Yeah, that was the last thing that happened.
Okay.
Okay, so with this combat, we start with me rolling one dice, check one thing. Alrighty. That'll be useful. Balin, you are up first.
So they came up, just to refresh my memory, they came up, I heard they said something along the lines of there they are, and then I kicked everyone up, or I kicked up Blink Show, got everyone up, and then we jumped into rounds, right? So they see us and they're coming towards us.
Yes, there's no surprise here. Both sides are completely aware of the other side. I didn't roll for Blisk, did I? God damn it, I opened the sheet, but I didn't roll his initiative. Blisk trying his hardest. I appreciate that. Alright. Okay. So,
Okay. Given the distance, I am going to. Should I just not use the owl's flyby to get advantage? So, you just want me to not use that anymore?
So the way that I'm starting to roll that is you can absolutely do it, but the owl has to remain within 5 feet of the creature that it's distracting.
So
It can't fly away.
My question on that is, if it goes up 5 feet and distracts them, I take my action. Since we're using the same initiative, it can technically fly away.
It has
After
to
I'm done
end
the
its
attack.
turn within 5 feet of it.
Okay.
Because you are not technically acting simultaneously.
Okay. In that case, since we've got some space, I'm going to try and send the owl back a bit just to get out of the way and maybe use it later. And then I'm going to cast Sleep on the chunk there. Let's.
We can just sleep out the hobgobs.
And just because I don't want to run up and provoke 15 times. And rolling. Oops.
All right. So 2 of them fall asleep.
Pretty good.
Don't jinx it. I only have one more of those.
Oh no, they're ninjas.
And that's my turn. I'm sorry.
All right, we'll switch that. They're not ninjas. How dare you call them ninjas? All right, drop that in the back. All right. From there, we go to the man of the hour's turn. So Talgor, hefting this large greatsword over his shoulder, kind of looks to the fact that 2 of them fallen asleep. He kind of barks out an order in Hobgoblin to make out, I believe, whoever speaks Goblin makes it out as wake them up. And he just kind of points his blade across them and then over at Phil Dennis. That is what he does on his turn.
Ah!
Blisk. On Blisk's turn, he sees what's going on. He runs over here and he attempts to hide. Going to make a stealth check. And that is his turn. Layar. I actually don't know what Layar can do. So he's just going to cast it. Vicious Mockery on the big guy. Okay. Wisdom saving throw. Which he fails. Wing. Some damage, and giving him disadvantage on his next attack roll. Alright.
If he's gonna move, I think he would move like behind Blink Shot, because remember he always says he's got like 10 HP.
Well, if he were here, he would be the one doing that. The
Fair enough, just
Hobgoblin.
point out.
The Hobgoblin is going to shake up, awake its ally, as it has been told. And now that that one is awake, it will use its movement to get up, move over, and awaken the other ally once they are barking at each other what they should be doing. But that is his turn. The other one gets up, has 15 feet of movement. He will move closer, and he will take a swing at Phil Dennis.
No.
He rolls an 8 to hit, unfortunately, so he kind of swings wide and does not manage to actually accomplish anything.
Oh.
Phil Dennis.
In panic, I get this little scroll out of Fireball and I cast it. 20-foot radius. I think if I could do it right on top of this guy, it'll hit him and not us.
Okay, you are not 5th level, correct?
Oh, yeah, I'm not 5th level.
So you do not have 3rd level spell slots, so I'm going to need you to make me an Arcana check, please.
Ah! Big money!
Oh, proficiency.
Damn you.
That is 1 too low.
I know.
So you kind of unfurl the scroll and you start to read it out, and your words just kind of start to get jumbled in your head as you open your eyes. The scroll's still there, but you kind of look over, and the fireball hasn't happened. That was your action. You still have the scroll, because you didn't fail that much.
Alright. Can I have Charles distract the Hobgoblin in front of me to give him disadvantage on his next attack? Is that a thing?
That's not really a thing.
Alright, then that's it.
It would give the next person who attacks some advantage.
Let's do that. Let's do
You're
that.
going to have him help.
He's gonna annoy the fuck out of the Hobgoblin in front of me.
But he has to help
Blink
a
Shaw.
specific person, right?
I don't think he actually has to help with the next. It's just whoever the next person to attack is. Help
Gotcha.
is such a thing. Well, there's Dan. He only missed 1 round of combat.
You
Hello?
vicious mockeryed somebody.
Oh,
Yeah,
The big
Talgor
guy.
currently has disadvantage. And I'm already forgetting what Talgor did. God damn, it was 1 round, and I've already forgotten what he did in his first round. I gotta remember that.
Pointed a sword.
ordered everybody to wake people up and pointed his axe at Fildinus.
You kill me.
It doesn't actually say.
Can
This
I
is
get-
a friendly creature. So I'm just gonna say if you do it, it is any friendly creature that the next friendly creature to attack that target.
Alright.
Can I get through Fildinus and Lear right now? I would like to
you should
go
have enough
here.
movement to get to there. Because you can just, they don't block your movement. You can pass through them. It takes up a little more movement, but you're only moving 20 feet, so it shouldn't be a big deal.
Sounds good. I'm going to move there. I'm going to swing my Warhammer at that guy, but as my
Okay.
bonus action, I'm going to have a spiritual weapon appear right there.
All right. Let's get out the tried and true. Give that control to Blinkshaw. All right, so there is your spiritual weapon. Go ahead and make your attack roll. A 21 does hit him. Swings past the shield as he raises it up and clacks him on the side of the head.
You have advantage, right? Or you hit the other one?
Oh, I do have advantage.
Roll
Do you want me
roll
to
the crit at least.
roll a second, just
You
in
can
case?
roll to see if you get the crit, yeah.
Okay.
Not a crit,
Negative.
but you still hit him, so it doesn't matter.
And then I will have my spiritual weapon attack the main guy.
Okay. That doesn't hit him.
Are you
Sounds like
sure?
you're attempting to attack a target and then attack a target that is behind you while you're doing so, and the shield just kind of bashes wildly, but doesn't actually manage to connect with him. Alright, I believe that is the end of your turn. We come to Balin.
Can I get through the diagonal here to right there?
That's solid rock right there.
Just not. I can't get to that crevice. Okay, so that would be. Oops.
I mean, you can always go through Fildinus'
So this
square.
would be 5 feet. Yeah. It's 20. Oops, I'm gonna leave myself here so I can. Just gonna move this so I can see where he is. So that's 20. I will swing on the guy that Blinkshell just hit.
Mm-hmm. Which does not hit him.
Okay. Then I will.
You can see that
Have
most
my,
of these,
Sorry, I'm gonna have my owl do a help, and then I'll use my offhand with it, if that's okay. And I'll leave the owl there. Or probably here.
okay.
Can he be above Layar and them? Or that's the same space, even though he's like 10 feet above?
He has to be within 5 feet of the creature to help you.
Oh, yeah, good point. I'll leave him there, and then offhand with advantage.
That does hit him. And the offhand jabs him right up in the chesticles. And he kind of shudders and drops to his knees.
Chesticles.
I haven't
And
heard
then,
that word in so long. I don't know why that came out.
And then for my. Actually. Just trying to see if I want to move. Here. And I'll move the owl. Or. Yeah. I'll move the owl.
Al needs to
move there.
stay.
That's right, yeah, I'll stay there. So I'll just go to. I'll stay where I am then. Sorry. There we go.
Okay.
Whoops, other way around, my bad. And I'm done, sorry.
Alright, back on Talgor's turn. He's been viciously mocked. So he would like to smash him, but they smash him, he has to go through the horrible dwarf that he does not care for. So he's going to move here, and he's going to make a swing at disadvantage because he has currently been mocked. Which is good because he rolls a 10 on that attack instead of a 23.
I like the 10 better.
He
Bazinga.
will rear up and take a second swing at you. But this one he rolls just as poorly as the first one and does not manage to make any impact. That is the extent of his turn, and we come back to Blisk, who kind of sneaks around to here, attempts to peer around the corner, and will fire a crossbow at the one that is kind of standing out, not doing anything at the moment, but misses horribly as the arrow kind of flies wide and strikes into the wall and drops down into the crevice behind him. The hobgoblin kind of offers him a sneer, and he kind of creeps back behind the rock, trying to hide more. Layar.
Well, sadly, I'm in melee range.
No, you're not. That one's dead.
Oh, yeah, that one's dead now. Well, then I fire at my bow with that one.
Alright, that does hit, and you are targeting the...
The one at the top.
Alright, you're targeting the big guy. For a grand total of 6 piercing damage. As it isn't a strong hit, but it does manage to pierce through his armor and leave a wound in its midst.
And then I take 2 steps back.
Okay. Into the hobgoblin's turn. One is going to attempt to bash at... attempt to hit Bligshaw with his sword, because it seems like a good idea. He rolls a total of 25
Maybe that hits.
for 5 slashing damage. The other will move to... No, he's not going to move through there. He's going to move to hit the guy who killed his friend. He's going to attempt to attack Balin. And he rolls a grand total of 22
That's gonna hit.
for 9 slashing damage.
Owie.
But you can see that as they are doing this, the moment they go to do something, Togor kind of points at you with his weapon and starts screaming instructions in Goblin. Almost like he's telling them what to do as they're doing it. And then we come to Phil Dennis.
I want to just put the scroll back in my pocket, you know, and
You furl it back up and put it away.
like,
Okay.
oh no, instead of later, and cast magic missile at the big guy, all of them.
Okay, so you just attempt magic missile at the big guy.
11.
So these magic missiles slam into him time after time, leaving him wounded. He's looking rougher, but he's still standing strong.
And then when I have Charles guard row. That's it.
Charles Gardner.
Stay where we are.
Blink Shaw.
I am going to guiding bolt the big guy.
Already?
It'd be a disadvantage.
Taking, yeah, my. Oh, it would be a disadvantage. Oh, crap.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Within 5 feet.
Warhammer smack the big guy.
Okay. Warhammer smack the big guy. But a 12 is not the number you need. You can
Just
smack
kidding.
against the splint mail that he is wearing, but he's wearing some pretty decent armor. A cut above the other hobgoblins that are standing around him,
That was also against the big guy. So
which is also still unfortunately a miss.
then to end my turn, I will yell and try to imitate the main guy's voice of "Attack the main guy!"
You yell it in Goblin, and all of them kind of give you a look, like they can clearly see that you're the one talking.
Oh crap!
That is your turn, Balin. If only ventriloquism was a skill. Well, I guess it is, but not one that Blankshaw really possesses.
He's okay with that. And Balin, we can't hear you.
Sorry about that. And anyway, yeah, I really wish I spoke Goblin because I would have done that with Minor Illusion and just been like, "What are you doing? Listen to the dwarf." With that guy's voice, but I can't because I'm gonna speak Goblin. I don't know, you just tried to say. I'm going to. So I recognize the big guy as the guy who we believe killed our dwarf friend that I'm horribly upset about, right?
Yeah, that guy. What was his name again?
Gundren, perhaps?
Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, I'm sure he was fine. When have I ever gotten him before? I'm going to disengage from this guy because I want my dirty vengeance. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to help myself. And I'm going to scream, "This is for Gundren!" And swing on him with advantage.
That is not a hit.
Rats. Alright, well, I'm going to have to hit it with my offhand then.
That does hit. Gives a stabbing wound into his side, but he is still standing.
Shit.
He's looking pretty rough at this point, but he's still holding himself together for the most part. And when it comes to his turn, he is equally unhappy. The dwarf has been trying to hit him, and he doesn't like the dwarf, but the dwarf hasn't been very successful. You've been more successful. So you have earned his ire. He is going to make his swings at you at this point. His first one is a natural 1, missing horribly. The second is a 6, rolling just as poorly as the first time. Talgor dropping the fucking ball at the last minute here. Blisk, who was hidden and still tempting, creeps out here. He gives another little shot with his crossbow. He hits, shooting this hobgoblin in the back for 4 points of damage. Kind of gives a happy squeal and sneaks back behind the rock. This hobgoblin kind of turns around looking angrily for what just shot him, but more or less seems confused. It is at this point that all of you see a stranger sight. As creeping down this hallway, you spot out... Actually, nobody sees this except for Blisk. That's unfortunate. Clayton, I need you to roll me initiative, please. Currently, you are being dragged along with a sack over your head, your arms bound, and your legs bound in a way that makes it difficult to move, but you can still kind of shuffle back and forth. You remember that as you were traveling along the trail attempting to get to Phandelver, you were ambushed by a tribe of goblins and one hobgoblin who took you captive. For why, you weren't sure. But as they are dragging you along now, you all enter the mouth of the entrance of this cave. Now we'll start to reveal targets as you all are moved. Huzzah! You all are. Yeah, they kind of pull you along. The goblins leading the path, and as they get to here, the hobgoblin should not be there. Alright, so you can just barely make that out. Well, you are aware of these goblins who are doing this. And as they enter the combat, seeing what is kind of going on, they don't make out Blisk as a threat, because while Blisk looks a little different, he still looks like a goblin, but they do see that there's combat. This hobgoblin charges into the fray as well, getting to here, and the other goblins kind of move around this way. Getting to here, here, and 3 sit back at the mouth, kind of holding you in place there. Clay. We need to readjust initiative. It is... You didn't click your token, did you? Right, fix that problem. Alright, it is your turn, Clay.
Mr. Taxman.
And I am like muted. That's why I can't do it. That's why no one's responding to me.
Mr. Taxman.
Okay. So, in my defense, I didn't have a token when I had initiative roll, and 2, can I hear fighting or?
There's clearly combat going on ahead. You don't see what combat is going on, but you can hear the sounds of people fighting ahead. And it sounds like a hobgoblin screaming out orders in Goblin.
And you said, wait, I think I gave myself Goblin. I can hear Goblin. I speak Goblin.
So you hear the orders that he is screaming out.
Okay. You said there's a sack over my head.
Your arms are bound together, and your legs are bound, not in a way that prevents you from moving them at all, but like you're kind of bound at the knees, so you have to do like an awkward shuffle to be dragged along by these goblins.
And I'm being dragged.
Well, they're pulling you along. You're walking of your own volition, but they are guiding you where you're going.
Okay. Can I take off the hood, see what's going on, then start attacking my goblin captors?
You could, but your arms are bound, so that would be difficult. They did not take your weapons from you. They tied you up with your weapons.
Okay,
Perhaps a goblin oversight.
I want to take my dagger and start cutting my hands free if I can.
Alright. Make me... just make a general attack roll.
Okay. How does that work? On this character sheet.
It is just click dagger.
Oh, okay.
Alright, go ahead and roll damage too. As you start, alright, so you start to cut through your binds. You're making good progress, but as it is, it's still a little awkward, just very slowly running the dagger back and forth along these ropes. They're solid hempen ropes. You do not have an extra attack roll yet, but you're making good progress, you feel.
Okay.
Honestly, next turn you could either cut your way through or just snap the rope bindings, depending on how powerful you can pull. That will be your turn, as you are currently restrained and have no other movement. Layar.
Holy fuck, I say when I see this goblin coming up here. So I step back to there and then I fire at the goblin.
Okay.
Sneak attack,
That
I
hits
can't
him,
use
yes.
now.
And you do get sneak
Yeah.
attack because Blisk is your buddy.
Yeah, Blisk is within 5 feet, so
That
it's
arrow pierces
13.
straight through the goblin's chest and knocks him backwards to the ground. He didn't stand a chance. Blisk kind of looks at it, drops to the ground. He kind of looks at you, and he kind of gives you a sneer, and then he winks. Whether or not he's being deceptive, it's hard to say. Unless you have anything else to do, we come back to the hobgoblin turns.
I'm done for now.
Alright, when we get to the hobgoblin's turns, they move to swarm. This one moved to Phil Dennis. And this one moves around to the other side of Blinkshaw. We're going to say 1-1-1. Just everybody. Start with Phil. We'll go from left to right. Bottom to top. Phil Dennis. A natural 20 against you. For 9 slashing damage. As he pierces just right into the side of your ribcage with his sword. Is a... not fun. Next is on Blinkshaw with a natural 1 to make up for the natural 20. And the last against Balin, which is a grand total of a 12. Swinging wildly and not able to cut into your form. At the end of the hobgoblin turn, we come back to Phil Dennis.
I will just Ray of Frost him. Don't care.
Alright, make
Then
your
what is
attack roll
it?
at disadvantage.
Take that.
So he kind of cuts
Of
you, and you
course.
just kind of like flick your finger as wildly as you can at him, and it just kind of sails right between his legs, and he just kind of looks down and looks at the gnome and shakes his head.
Fuck you too.
Slingshot.
Are you doing anything else, filling this, or staying there?
I'm staying.
I'm gonna try and kick the big guy with my hammer.
Oh, okay. A 21 hits him. And with 7 damage, you bring your Warhammer down right into the middle of Talgor's forehead, caving in the front of his skull and dropping him like a dead weight.
Excellent, Smithers. My spiritual weapon will. Let's see. It's gonna float on and try and attack the thing attacking Feldenus.
Okay. It bashes at his shield, but shield meets shield, and nothing seems to happen.
That would be my turn.
All right. Balin.
You're muted again.
Oh, sorry, my headset was off again. Sorry. Can I take a potion with my main action, then attack with an offhand on my bonus?
You have to take the attack action to attack with your bonus action.
Okay. All right, I'm going to, and I can't take a potion with an offhand, right? That's
Nope.
that's a full round action. Okay, I'm going to. We've had a lot of people coming in here, so I'm trying to empty out these numbers. I'm going to have Ali do the help action again. I'm going to swing on the guy right in front of me, next to Blink Show.
A 17 does not hit.
Wow.
These guys are wearing chainmail and they're carrying shields.
I'm going to try going with my offhand then.
That is not an advantage, and a 14 does not hit.
All right, it's my turn.
Yeah, he is managing to keep himself defended. Talgor is dead. So we come to Blisk's turn. Blisk kind of looks back at the 3 goblins that are still guarding the new carrier. He's going to make himself he's going to think about something for a second, as Blisk tends to do. And with the 6, he makes a wonderful decision. And he runs over here, drawing his scimitar, and jumps on this other goblin's back, trying to stab it.
Damn it, Blisk!
He stabs it twice, and for some reason it's not rolling the damage on that. I don't know why it's not. This is something that always happens on this sheet. I gotta fix it. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Dealing. He injures it on the first swing, and on the second swing he kind of swings again, and he not rips, but he cleaves the goblin's head off as it just kind of lolls along the floor. He kind of picks it up happily and dances back and forth. Strongest goblin! Strongest goblin! That is Blisk's turn. Seeing that, the other 2 goblins who are entering the cave, or 2 of the other goblins that are entering the cave, realize that something is definitely not right, and they move to engage him. You notice that one of the ropes that is pulling you along, Clay, just seems to kind of go loose. It is no longer tugging at you.
Cool.
They both swing at him, and neither of them manage to actually hit him.
Oh, thank
It
God.
is your turn.
Okay, well, I got put a chicken in my mouth. You said lost. Essentially, I feel like I can break free of my bond.
You can attempt to make a strength check now that the rope has been cut through. It will be a lot easier than attempting to break it normally.
Yeah, I'm good at that. I'll try that, and then if I can, take the
Alright.
goblin down in front of me. So strength roll.
Well, it's still an action to attempt to break free at this point.
Okay, so you said strength.
Yep. All right. With the 14, with your dagger having cut through most of the binds, just kind of focusing your strength and pulling apart, you manage to snap the rope that is holding your arms together. Once this portion of the rope is snapped, it seems that whatever was keeping your legs bound kind of starts to unravel, and you can shake that off without any real issue. So you are no longer bound. But you do still have a sack on your head.
Can I take a an action surge, then like pull the sack off, and then
You wouldn't need an action. You would not need an action surge to pull the sack off. But if you wanted to action surge so you could attack, you could do that.
I'm doing that. So that goes 0.
So this goblin that is watching the other goblins fight with Blisk, not really paying much attention to you, you rip the sack off behind him. He is completely oblivious to you at this point, by the way.
Can I draw my sword or no?
You kind of rip the sack off, but you do have a dagger in your hand still. So you can stab him with that. A 22 hits the crap out of him. Go ahead and roll your damage. Alright. So with 5 damage, you kind of move to stab him, and the second you move to stab him, he kind of looks over his shoulder. So instead of cutting him directly in the back of the throat, you just kind of catch him in the side of the back, and he squeals and stumbles over in pain, but he's still alive. Alright, that is the end of your turn. You are no longer bound or restricted. We come to Layar.
Well, I move down to here, and then I take a shot at that guy. I need to help Blisk out.
Alrighty. Alright, well, with a natural 20, I don't think, yeah, it doesn't really matter what damage you roll. I don't think it's possible to roll low enough to not kill him. So, your arrow pierces through the side of his neck, and this goblin just kind of falls limp, not even realizing what hit him in the first place.
Well, that's good. I don't want Blisk to die, so...
Coming back to Hobgoblin turns. There are still 3 of them standing, and the 3 of them are still in the positions they were in before. One is being attacked by a shield, but the shield is not something he cares about. Dealing with the thing that can... a tiny little gnome. But he only rolls a 10 to hit Fildenus, which is not going to be enough to hit. One swings out, rolling a natural 20 against Blinkshaw.
Doesn't
doing a
hit?
grand total... yeah, natural 20 doesn't hit in the slightest. This is going to, but unfortunately, he also benefits from his martial advantage at this point, doing 8, 6, and 11 total. So 8, 6, and 11 being 25 points of damage.
Oh.
Yikes.
As he goes to stab at you, the other hobgoblin moves into position, and his strike cuts very deep,
I am unconscious.
dropping Blinkshaw to the
25.
ground.
Yeah.
The other hobgoblin with this, he moves here, and the other one swings at you, Blinkshaw. But he rolls a 10 to hit, so he swings wide and is unable to do so. And then we come back to Fildenus.
Alright, I jump over here and I force... I didn't have one, I wonder. I should look first. Yes, I have one. I force feed Blinkshaw a potion of healing.
Alright, so you kind of climb and crawl over the dead hobgoblin sitting there, and you start to feed a potion to Blinkshaw's mouth.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll your 2d4 plus 2.
Take it all!
Blinkshaw recovers 6 hit points. Eyes awaken with a wonderful warmth and fruitiness that just kind of washes down his throat.
And then I have Charles bite the ankle of this one as a distraction to help.
Okay, so you're going to make it a help action to help anybody smacking at him. Alrighty. Alright, that is the end of Fildenus' turn. We come to Blinkshaw.
I am going to meat shield and cure wounds myself on my main action.
Do you cure wounds yourself? Go ahead and roll your cure wounds.
Good that someone has some spell slots. I can't do any magic besides cantrips.
Me too, buddy.
So you will get 8 hit points back.
Is my shield still there?
It is still there.
Okay,
actually,
because
I
it's
need to
not a
double check that.
concentration.
Yeah, it is not concentration, but it may actually say it disappears if you fall unconscious. I need to double check that one second.
I was trying to click on it to read it, but
It lasts for the
I
duration
am-
or until you cast the
there.
spell again. So even if you were unconscious, it was still there.
excellent.
And it hit
Then-
the target.
Yeah, and it is hitting the same one that attacked last time.
Alright. So it continues its barrage of shield on shield, but it manages to knock his shield away and give him a solid clock across the side of the head. He's looking very rough, but he's still managing to hold himself together despite that powerful blow.
Which one did you just hit, Blinkshaw? Sorry.
He hit this one over here.
Okay.
That's the one. The one that I pinged is the one that Charles bit for the help.
This is the one
So we
that
come
you
to
get
ground.
earlier.
Wait, so that's my question. You're saying it's the one to your left. Lake said it was the one down here on the left of the
No,
shield.
Charles
No.
distracted this one. The shield hit this one, not
Correct.
here.
Okay, so if I swing on the one Charles distracted, there's still advantage there.
The two next to you are the one to your bottom left of you is at advantage.
Okay, that's the one I'm going to swing on then.
The 17 is again not enough to break his armor class.
Jesus. All right.
Magic number appears to be 18.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I figured. He's up. I'm hurting. I'm gonna just stop taking damage and disengage it. Hold on. Alright, I'm gonna have my owl distract the one he distracted before. I'm gonna swing on him with my offhand because I don't want to just run away from Blinkshaw and leave these guys stuck.
Oh, okay. 20 will get the hit. And with the sneak attack, you cut straight through the side of his ribs up into where you have to assume his heart is, because he buckles in a moment and drops to his knees. Just kind of slumps over to the ground dead.
Justicles!
I should have said that because I'm never going to hear the end of it with Leo. I knew I was never going to hear the end of it once I said it out loud.
I never
Alright.
heard that in so long either.
Was
I had a
the
friend that used to
place
play
that
Battlefield
Phil,
with it. Say what?
was the place that Phil Dennis was shooting at the chesticles of the previous hobgoblin when it is at the same height for the testicles are at the same height of the chest for a gnome?
Well, actually, these hobgoblins are large enough that he's probably like at eye level with the testicles, so...
Yep.
Alright, coming to Blisk's turn. Blisk has been attacked by a goblin, and he has no fear of fighting another goblin, so he will continue to fight the other goblin. And he swings at the goblin. He hits it and pierces straight through its chest with his blade, and as it kind of drops to the ground, he holds his blade up in the air. Blisk is strongest goblin there is! He turns, he moves around the corner, and he's going to attempt to swing at the hobgoblin as well.
Drunk with rage.
But as he does, he kind of swings into its back, and as it kind of clinks off, the hobgoblin turns and sneers at him, and Blisk realizes and kind of looks up. Blisk may have made a minor miscalculation. And engage, and he runs over here behind this rock.
love Blisk so much.
I'm making a calculated risk, but boy, am I bad at math.
All right, on the goblin's turn, the only one that is still alive is the one that was stepped by Clay. He kind of turns around. He will draw his scimitar, and he will attempt to swing at you. He rolls a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
Dealing 7 slashing damage, which will be reduced by your feet.
Better believe it.
I don't understand! Why is Joseph cursed, guys? What the fuck? I don't understand this. That's the goblin's turn. It is your turn, Clay.
Okay.
He gets a good nick along your shoulder. You're still fine, but
Yeah. Is
That-
that 4 damage?
dick. It was 4 damage, yes.
Okay. How does grappling work? Because I just want to like get on this guy and just start stabbing him.
So grappling would take your action to attempt to grapple him.
I just want to stab him.
All right. At this point, you could draw your sword.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
All right.
And stick with the sword.
Make your attack roll with your sword. 25 hits the crap out of him. as he nicks your shoulder, and you just kind of look at your shoulder, and you stab down into his collarbone, almost cutting his body in twain, as this little goblin drops to the ground, basically bifurcated, but still held together by tendons and other meaty chunks. It is a very violent and unfortunate death for him.
Told you I want to stab him.
Goblins are dead. Clay's done. You still have some movement if you'd like to move closer to the battlefield. I like the word bifurcated, so sue me.
I just need to like survey what's going on because like I don't know what's going on. I just got woken up.
I'm actually not sure how far you can see from here. You can still hear the sounds of combat coming from ahead. Whatever goblin or hobgoblin was screaming doesn't appear to be screaming anymore, but there appears to be a number of people over there fighting. I'm sure at least one of you has a light source.
Yeah, I'm gonna like cautiously approach that mess.
Oh, okay.
So, like, how much movement I got? Like a full.
You got your full movement.
Okay. Gotta hide behind this little ledge here. Take a peek through.
You get to there, and you can see there's a group of individuals who appear to be fighting with more hobgoblins. Seem to be doing fairly well. They're at least on the winning side. Remember?
Do I see Blisk over here?
Glancing over, you do see one goblin that is kind of like not hiding behind the rock, but kind of like pressed up against the rock, trying not to be seen. And when you look at him, he kind of looks at you, kind of looks at the others, gives you a small wave, and then just goes back to looking at the hobgoblins.
Yeah, no, I don't know this goblin. I guess my turn.
All right, Layar. He would have seen Blisk attacking the other goblins if he was paying attention.
I'm moving up to here, then on that guy at the top. We have some wounded people. I wanna make him reduce the risk for him to hit anyone.
Okay, wisdom save for him.
And has disadvantage on the next attack.
And he fails horribly. You mock him, and he is mocked. Alright, so coming back to the hobgoblins, there are only 2 left. The battle is not going well for
Your mother
them.
was a small plate of cupcakes.
I would say that was such a bad insult, I would have given him an advantage, but he rolled a 2 and a 1, so it really doesn't matter how bad the insult was. He was still insulted. The hobgoblins, they're still in combat, so they're going to continue fighting at this point, even though things don't look so good. You know what? The hobgoblin that is next to Phil Dennis is going to make an attack against him. He rolls a 21 to hit you.
That hits me. Just barely.
Healing. Wow, that was a terrible damage roll. 7 damage to you. He rolled 2 natural ones on his 2d6s. The other one, seeing that he stabs into you, but the fight is going poorly, this goblin, hobgoblin, the one that was mocked, disengages, moves over to here, and attempts to slide down the pit. He's going to take some damage from the fall, period. And he drops down here, landing prone and taking... there's a soft snap as something that he's... Some part of him, he disengaged.
Oh, okay. Missed that part, sorry.
And so getting to here...
He broke his penis bone.
He manages to pick himself back up, but he doesn't really manage to... He can't get any farther than that. Phil Dennis.
I want to have Charles distract this one. I want to start doing it now because I have no melee
This
spell.
hobgoblin's just been distracted by everybody. He's been distracted by Charles. Blisk has been swinging at his back, shooting him in the back.
And Ray of Frost him at normal. I would
That's normal because he's not disadvantaged. With 23s, you absolutely hit him. This time, aiming a little higher so those you don't just thread the needle between his legs. Your frost slams right up into the middle of his chest, freezing over his armor, brittling it. And he drops to his knees and is kind of like face plants with his ass sitting in the air at your feet.
First blood.
Okay. With that one dead, we come to Blinkshaw.
All right. I just saw people coming out this way. There's no way my shield can get to the other hobgoblin that ran away, is there?
He's more than 20 feet away and 10 feet down.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I'm going to move my shield towards the corridor because I don't know what else is there.
Okay. Clay, you just see a floating spectral shield kind of like float by you towards the corridor.
And then I'm going to go there, and I'm going to Sacred Flame that fucker.
So you are going to Sacred Flame so that he cannot get away. Alrighty. He has a Dexterity saving throw in his future, which he only rolls an 8. So the
Good thing,
7.
'cause I actually meant Guiding Bolt, but hey, this works.
Alright, so the Holy Light that slams down into him. He was rough in the first place, and this is far more than he can handle. As the Holy Light burns throughout the inside of his armor, scorching him and leaving him dead. That hobgoblin falls, much as many of the others have, and in this moment, silence seems to creep amongst you all. Unless anybody else has any other things they need to do in initiative, we can call initiative here.
Yeah, I'm charging Bliss.
I
You're
was going
going
to
to
say,
charge Blisk down. Alright, so we're not leaving initiative.
I was
it
going to say, I'm going to be running towards Blisk just in case that was going to happen, and I am next in initiative.
You haven't seen Clay enter the place yet. You don't even know Clay's here.
I know, but I was already going towards Blisk anyway because I was like, all the combat down there.
I have seen him, so I kind of was ready.
You will
for
not
that.
go before Clay does. Because we are still in initiative.
Oh yeah.
I yell
right.
out, "Nice job, Blisk."
Has my owl seen Clay?
Are you asking if anybody else is there anyone else in the cave? Like,
No,
I don't know.
I-
Your owl has been helping you fight so far.
I can see Clay's portrait, so I see them and I can see him. But if I don't see him, I don't see him.
That's the dynamic lighting on that rock being wonky.
All right,
It's
then never mind. I
recovery
thought I
is
could see him
what
because I thought I could see him because his lighting was up.
Yeah, the dynamic lighting on these don't go so well. This rock goes out to here. Like it damn near covers that goblin.
Okay, I
But
guess
yeah,
I'm not
Linkshot
good.
has killed the hobgoblin. Yeah, Balin, I mean, you could check to see if the hobgoblin is dead. You could do a lot of things, but as it is, you don't really know Clay's there. So
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm kind of hiding anyway. That was the point.
no
I'm
reason.
behind the ledge.
But I think still we should. Everybody would like to check out the corridor because we just knew something. A whole bunch of goblins came up from the
I
entrance.
think we're still in rounds until the whole thing's resolved with Clay.
mhm.
So, I mean, I am just going to start chilling, I guess, because I don't know.
Yeah, but
what's going
that's
on,
what
Scott.
I meant. People will probably want to move and check out on their turn if there is anything more. The only thing we know now is that goblins and hobgoblins came from the entrance. We don't
Yeah.
know if there are anything more. I think most people would like to check that out, see if they can
Yeah,
see anything.
When initiative ends, the first thing I would do is check the body, is loot the body. So that's probably what I'd end up doing.
So you start to check Targor's body. That'll take some time. No, I'm gonna say that takes one action. What would he have? I need to double check what Targor actually has on him. He's not carrying any sacks with him. Not this time.
With no heads of our friends in them.
Oh, yeah.
Not that it appears to be this time.
He has a +3 short bow for me.
He did, but funny thing about that, it vanished for some reason.
Damn.
He's wearing what appears to be some moderately nice armor, almost as nice as what Ro was wearing when when he was fighting. And he is carrying a great sword, but other than that, he doesn't appear to have a whole lot on him.
So he's wearing splint mail worth selling.
It is nice enough that would probably be worth selling. It's higher quality than most of the other stuff you see in the goblins wearing. It's certainly higher quality than the rest of any of these other goblins.
And probably smells too.
It does. You don't know how bad it smells because it just smells like hobgoblin.
Yeah.
That is something you can discover later.
Alright,
Coming to Blisk's turn, he's kind of looking back and forth, seeing that most of the things are dead. He starts to creep back out. Did we get them all? I think we got them all. Yeah, did a good job. And that's all Blisk does. Clay, it is currently your turn.
I'm going to assume I'm not seen other than by Bliss. I'm going to keep hiding behind this rock and just kind of trying to observe them as best I can.
Go ahead and make me a stealth check now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because
Since
before it was the heat of combat, but now you are actually attempting to hide. I think you do have disadvantage, but that's still an 18.
Right. That's one thing I noticed when I was looking at Split Mail. It was any heavy armor is disadvantage on stealth rolls, so I don't think we were doing that right when we played Row.
No, we
So
were.
you were attempting to hide
'Cause I
behind the
have that
rock.
too.
Now
Yeah,
it is
so-
your turn, Leor.
Well, I moved down here to check out because I saw I had sight, so I saw when he moved up and all that.
Which one it doesn't really hide from somebody when you're just standing out in the open and he's kind of looking at you standing around these dead goblin corpses.
Hello
Right.
there.
I'm going to suspend initiative at this point because I don't really feel like there's a point in continuing initiative now. Blisk moved into the open and that kind of prevented Clay from being like, oh, I'm going to smash the goblin that's hiding.
Hello there. What are you doing here?
I turn to Blake Shaw and I say he doesn't have the map.
I'm still holding the bow, but not pointing it at Clay. I don't know what the fuck this guy is yet.
He's talking to
And I
you,
am out.
Joseph.
I can't see anything. I don't know what's going on. I'm like
So
blind.
you're stumbling around in the dark, so...
Well, I can see.
Well, I mean, you can still hear him. Somebody is attempting to talk to you.
Oh, is he talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you say?
Hello there. Hello there. Who are you? What are you doing here?
I don't know what's going on here. I just would capture and I just killed that goblin over there, but who are you? What are you doing in this game?
I take a look and see that goblin, I guess. Well, we were also fighting goblins, but hobgoblins, and some goblins when you came.
Now, where are we? I don't know if I know what's going on now. Are you gonna shoot with a bow?
Sorry, what?
Did you have the bow pointing at me or no? I keep forgetting.
Well, I have it holding it, but not pointing it at you.
Okay.
As I'm, I don't know who you are, so I'm not putting it away. So, well, and I yell out to the other ones. We have some armored guy here that seems to have helped us kill some goblins. At least one.
I don't know if I'm an idiot or what, but like everything you're saying is going right over my head. And I don't know.
He's calling out to the rest of us, yeah.
Yeah. I'm calling out to the other ones, telling them that we have an armored guy here that seems to have come with the goblins and killed one of them.
I Balin with my staff, like, hey, stop looting. We have one more person here.
What? He can loot his own bodies.
I'll walk down over here and greet Clay. Let him know I'm glad to know he's okay. Goblins and hobgoblins can be horrible, except for this one that we've got back here. He's been on our side.
I high five Bliss because we walked by. Nice job.
He kind of raises his hand up. And then when he sees that there wasn't a coin in it, he kind of looks at his hand confused. And he kind of shrugs his shoulders.
Yet.
I just look at them like eyebrow raised, like I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, Clay's just kind of staring around in the dark. He can't actually see anything.
I should probably light the lantern I have.
I light a lantern I have.
Yeah, you can do that. Well, there is a lantern that the Balin's carrying. He can see.
I can
just-
see the stuff around Balin because he's
Yeah,
lighting up
he
there.
can't see anything else because he's standing behind a rock. All right, so you can light your lantern. And as you
I-
do, the room will come into focus and light.
Like, just hold on a second. I'm gonna light my lantern here.
Filled in as you're healed as well.
Oh, that was for me? Oh, I didn't see that.
And when you say to Blinky, who the hell do you mean?
Blink shot.
Oh, Blinkshaw. For some reason I'm like, are you trying to say Blisk? Is it like are you trying to make a joke about Blisk's name? But that doesn't make any. Oh, right, because Blinkshaw. Right, yeah. No, that's the GM not catching that joke.
I blink a whole bunch at Balin in Morse code that I gotcha.
God.
I let Clay know that I'm glad he's okay, and ask him how he got into this situation.
My name's Glenn. I was just on my way to Phandelver, and I just happened to be ambushed by these goblins who, thankfully, are now dead.
Thankfully, indeed, they ambushed us, or the hobgoblins ambushed us as well. They must have been working together.
Now, I don't know who you guys are or where we are entirely, but I do not like this place. I
Did
say
they jump
I
you?
need to get out of here.
Did they jump you at like the blind turn pass on the way into Phandelver?
Sounds about right.
We gotta put.
They dragged you about for a couple of days. You weren't quite sure how close you were to Phandalin, but they had you hostage for a while.
It's been quite some time. I don't quite remember exactly how long. It's been a very fuzzy few days, and I heard some fighting and saw my opportunity a few minutes ago and just took it.
I offer you rations and a big swig from my water skin.
Yeah, I just like chug the water.
Well, okay. Mental note: prepare, create water.
Well, that was night tasting quite funny. Not nice of you. I can't do this. This is terrible. It's great though.
What tarnation?
Whether friendly with the new guy, I just moved down a little bit here to check out if something else is on the way in. If not, I move back up.
You can make a perception check. As you all are starting to get acquainted with him, Blisk actually starts to move around the hobgoblins and like starts rummaging through their things.
I was gonna say I also start looting everyone after
Alright.
Torgor, so if there's any loot to put in the table.
Go ahead and make me a investigation check
I wanted to
as
help.
you and Blisk are going around here. Blisk, well, if you're going to help, I'll also say Blisk is going to help you, so you'll have advantage one way or another. With a 23, as you're looking through them, you find over the course of the other hobgoblins that were traveling with Targor and the one that came into the cave, you find a grand total of 25 gold pieces. The goblins were carrying 15 silver pieces amongst all of them, but the odd thing that you find is on the hobgoblin that came into the cave, the one that was not with Targor, he had this, not a map, but a sheet of parchment. And when you unroll it, it has a very crude picture of a humanoid. And that the more you look at it, it looks vaguely similar to Ro. But as you look at it and kind of look at this new individual you've just met, you can definitely see the resemblance between them.
All right. So 25 gold, 15 silver, and a cartoon of Ro, and some splint mail worth selling.
Yeah, and at the bottom you can see that it is written out very crudely in a looks like Dwarvish alphabet, but it does not appear to actually be Dwarvish.
Oh, it's not Dwarvish. I speak Dwarvish.
Yeah, same alphabet, but it's not the language.
Okay. Kind of like looking at the picture, looking at the guy, kind of elbow Blinkshaw, and I'm like, we found this on one of the goblins, or on the hobgoblin leader.
Do I recognize the writing to be similar to any writing we've seen in the cave?
It's Goblin.
Oh, it's Goblin. Then I
Goblin
recognize the
script
writing.
uses the Dwarvish language, the Dwarvish alphabet.
Well then, what does the note say?
It says bounty reward.
Oh, what's
And
the
looking at it-
reward?
The reward doesn't actually appear to be posted on the poster. It just appears to be a general bounty reward. And as you look at the picture on it, it does appear to be a very crude draw up of what you've seen Ro looking like. And the more you look at it, and the more you look at this individual, it would be difficult for you to mistake the individual on this picture for Clay. But given how intelligent goblins actually are, maybe a little easier for them.
So, Clay, it looks like they might have been looking for you or somebody you know. Do you, what were you out in the world doing?
Can I take the piece of paper and look at it?
Yeah, I showed him. Like, so found this on them. Looks like they were
that's
hunting
neat.
you for a while.
I always did want myself drawn. It's quite a terrible picture though, but Beggars can't be choosers, I suppose.
I'm not
you
sure
could-
it's you.
What's that?
I said, I don't know if that's you.
Well, of course it is. Look at that right there. Those features right there are me, all entirely.
It's got the nose that every single member of my family has. Wait.
I was like Balin's already there, but I'm just now kind of like, how do I tell him his dead brother's 15 feet away?
You guys
so-
carrying around his body?
Yeah, his body's over. We drug him out of the death. So Balin's just kind of like,
I have to ask.
no,
him,
I don't think it's
do you-
you, and just kind of laying it on
Do you
Blink
have
Shot.
any brothers?
It looks like someone we know, but I don't know if this is
looking at
you.
this new person, and I ask him, "Do you have any brothers?"
Yes, I do. Why do you ask?
Well, you are pretty similar to one of our former friends.
Which word
Still
you
our
say
friend.
that?
Our friend, yeah.
See, I'm coming down to see one of my younger brothers. I heard he unfortunately had an unfortunate accident in the area, and so came down to pay my respects to my poor little brother.
Do you have a brother with the name Ro?
Yes, I do. And why do you ask that?
Well, he
Right.
was our friend.
Whoa. You're telling me you had another of my brothers around here? And he didn't just. You said he was going to come home.
He is around here.
Oh, fantastic. Let's go say hi to him. Haven't seen him in years.
Die.
The sad thing is, he is a little bit dead.
What? Nonsense. You sure he ain't just like playing possum?
Yeah, possibly, but you can check out for yourself, and I kind of show him.
He's
where
right
he
over there by the owl and the mongoose we left guarding.
Oh wow, I got to see the skull on him now.
Blisk is walking around scratching the front of his head like, how does something become a little bit dead?
Shh. If we have to split this 6 ways with this guy, I want you to have the extra overflow. And I give Blisk a couple extra coins before we do the even split.
You a knowing wink, and he just kind of like very stealthily pockets that gold.
It came out to like 1 extra gold, 1 extra silver, and I didn't feel like fighting over it, so I'm like, yeah, I'll just give it to Blisk. Curry loyalty.
Okay.
Don't give him too much gold, so he will be encumbered by the weight.
If he is, he doesn't seem to be bothered by it.
I think Blisk has like a homemade feat where he can never be encumbered by too much weight. he just finds the strength to keep on going.
So I guess Clay will go over to Rose's body, tell him to wake up, quit playing, give him a little kick.
Yeah, he got it pretty bad, man. I don't think we're wrong about this. It was
If he's playing a possum, he's doing it really good.
yeah, I mean like I saw a sentient corpse rip him apart, and then we dragged his body through a crevice. I don't think he could have stayed asleep through all that.
Classic Ro, he always does this. Never the die part, but, you know, he's a complete idiot in numbskull. I tell you.
Did Clay tell us his name yet?
Just unfortunate. Yeah, I did.
All right, I tell Clay, I know this is hard, but Ro was an excellent friend of ours.
Going to be in about a couple hours.
Is Is this just like the asshole brother? God damn. What is it with the accent that just makes him a dick?
And why didn't any of the other brothers have it?
I just gave up. I just said, screw it. I'm having fun with this character. Yes, he's gonna die in like 2 games, so I'm not too worried about it.
Now
I
that you said
shrugged.
that, he's going to live longer than everybody else.
Don't worry, no. I put in a good way. He's gonna die, and his name is the curse.
Oh my gosh. All right,
And
I shrug
just-
and I take Talon from
Yeah,
Ro.
he's actually, if you look at his face, he's just like crying. He's just hiding it.
All right, I know not to push at this point. Then I'm gonna take Talon from Ro and this present it to Clay, knowing that it looks like it's on fire. I let him know that, yeah, the sword looks like it's on fire and gives off torchlight. I let him know that this was a magical sword that Ro found, and it will keep the way lit for the future.
And like now, he just kind of like turns his face, wipes it down, and is just trying his best to keep his composure. Oh man.
I'll pat him on the back and just very quietly say, "Hey, I'm a cleric. If there's anything you need, we're here, but we'll be on the other side of the cave for now."
And then when Blinkshaw says all that, I hand you the sword because it's on me because that's what the light source on my character is.
He just takes it and just kind of nods.
We were in the middle of sleeping when these guys came to attack. Why don't you camp here with us tonight? Let's finish our rest. Finish getting our rest, and we'll be better equipped to decide what to do in the morning.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm tired. Just a little bit of food and water and just a little bit of rest, and I'll be right as rain.
Yeah, and make sure you get a good look at that goblin. That's the good goblin. Don't ever attack that goblin.
That's
He's
Well,
a little
serious?
bigger than.
until he betrays us or something, but we keep him pretty well paid.
I wouldn't do that.
He's a little bigger than most goblins. Is a good way to identify him. He's also smarter. In that,
Mars Goblin, there he is. Yeah.
Clay's not really paying attention, I'll be honest. He's just kind of between the sword and his brother. There's a little bit going on in his head.
Okay, so
He's working through like the 5 stages of grief right now.
the memory serves you over 6 hours into your watch when you were finally interrupted by this nasty little event that was happening. I do not remember who was on watch or who was going to be on watch, but as it is,
Balin
you
was
all.
on watch. 2 people had already taken watches, and I think there was one after me.
So somebody has a watch going.
Balin does. Blinkshaw had watched already.
Clay, you haven't been resting, so you will not get a long rest at the end of this. You could take a short rest and recover that, but you've been they've been dragging you around basically all night long to get to where you are now.
Yeah, he could take a nap. It'd be good.
Do you guys want to carry around Targor splint mail and sell it, or just burn it?
Like, how beat up is Bro's split mail?
I mean, there are scrapes and cut marks through Rose split mail from where he was injured, but it's still intact. It's still functional. It's still, honestly, it is good a shape, if not better shape, than the one you took off Talgor. Which the one you took off Talgor, kind of like moving their bodies to the side just so they don't are piled up in the middle of the chamber. It does stink of Hobgoblin.
I remember Phil Dennis cleaned up something earlier. I asked him if he can make that armor smell a lot less.
Yeah, I thought we were going to put it through the Gnomish dry cleaning anyway.
No,
And then I say, I'm going back to sleep so that I can make sure I get some good rest. And I just lay down and I'm asleep.
I don't know if we talked about this. Well, I think we did talk about it, but I don't know how we wanted to implement it. Did we level up after this encounter? Or next game?
So at the end of this long rest, you will level up. Because everybody, from that encounter, everybody gained 233 experience points.
Is Clay at the same experience points as
Yes,
the rest
you are
of
the
us?
same as everybody else.
How do I add talent to the character sheet? I forget how I did that. Is it just +1 sword? I think it was.
It's talent is just a +1 sword.
Okay.
233.
I'm gonna
Really
take.
So we'd all have 28-16 total then.
I got 2815.
I got 28-15 as well.
All right,
Wait.
I put I
Yeah.
typoed. I put 2583 as our base. Okay.
You are still aware that Ro had a number of supplies on him.
Oh yeah,
I'm not
taking the
sure if
great sword.
I'm not sure if his backpack was brought with him, but I'm sure that his at the very least you probably brought along his coin bag and anything that would have been specifically like a namesake. I don't know if you guys brought his great sword with him. I know you brought Talon with him, but the great sword would have been significantly heavier to carry.
Given the small entryway, we probably would have left the greatsword in lieu of Talon.
Yeah.
So most of his equipment is currently sitting inside the room where he perished at. But I'm assuming his coin purse is, or coin bag or whatever he used to carry his coinage on is still on him because that would have just been.
It's
it would have
probably
seemed
on Balin
stupid to leave that behind.
It's
It's
not
probably
on
on Balin if we're being honest.
I didn't take it.
You might have taken
Is
it
this
just
where
to
I
give
roll
it
to
to
see if
somebody else.
Blisk took it and nobody's just noticed?
His coin purse was on him. I just assumed Bliss took it.
I took it.
Me to keep talking.
Blisk didn't take it, believe it or not. He rolled very poorly on that check. He probably didn't realize that was the coin purse. He's smart for
Honestly.
goblin. He's still a goblin.
Well, you guys over there, can you carry my coin purse?
No.
Alright, so whoever's watch it is.
The watch itself, after this encounter, it's kind of difficult to get yourselves back to sleep and just get yourself back into a position. But fighting through it and just powering into the need for rest after the long day you've all had, the time passes and everybody can wake up at level 4 with a long rest.
Woo,
Clay, you
we
lived
did
at
it.
level 4, but you did not get a long rest. You
Roll
can have your short
hit
rest.
points.
So you,
But
yeah,
you could also use your
hit points
strength
go
point if so desired.
That's
two
fine.
hit points go back to maximum when you level up.
Well, you got a long rest, so it doesn't matter.
I don't get a long
Oh.
rest. So it matters to me.
And your hit dice refills, your spell slots refill it. Okay.
You get
Hit dice
whatever
half
new
of it.
stuff you get. You don't get all of it back. But you're finishing a long rest, so you do get all of that back. But you
Okay.
only get you only get half of your level and hit dice back.
Which is all I needed anyway.
It was level 4.
You guys see my hit dice roll?
Yep, that's why I do not roll, especially since I'm
Guys,
taking a lot of
I
damage.
told you time and again, you always take the average in this campaign.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
You
I
don't
totally
get to
forgot.
roll. That's why I had to adjust your hit points, Clay.
Oh, sorry.
But
I
you
don't know why.
always take the average in this campaign because it avoids the whole mess of making sure people's hit
Oh.
points are actually correct.
Oh, then I should have more hit points than I have because I rolled for the two levels above 1 and rolled really bad.
I may have said at some point that you can roll or take the average, but at this point I'm just basically enforcing always take the average just to avoid any confusion of how many hit points people should have.
No
It
worries.
makes things 1,000 times easier.
5 and 1 is 6.
So if you want to take a moment to adjust your hit points to what they should be, go ahead and do so.
I should let you guys know that Clay's charisma is 16.
Alright. So he's
Damn,
like Foghorn Leghorn?
What did you roll? Because your strength was insane too.
Yes. It was a great roll.
I say, boy, how many of my brothers you got buried around here? I'll tell you what.
I tanked his intelligence though, just to get on the safe side.
I hope you didn't go Battle Master again.
I did.
Ugh.
What there was it Eldritch Knight, Champion, or Battlemaster? Don't know what else there is in this book. Yeah, there's only like 3.
Oh, for some reason I was really excited about getting another sneak attack die, but I don't get that till level 5. Sad
Very
pant.
odd level.
Yeah, very out.
Now,
Sky
if I have sneak attack, I can actually add 3d6.
How many
My-
XP did we just get?
233.
33. Okay, thank you.
So we should be at 28.15 apiece, right?
I actually added just enough stuff to this encounter for you guys to hit level 4, so I'm glad I bumped that up there at the end.
Me too.
Alright, so your long rest is finished. I guess we'll take a quick 2-minute break just so everybody else can finish doing their 4th level stuff.
Okay.
Everybody should be getting an ASI if they're not multi-classing, so that's a tough decision if you want to take a feat or something. So, yeah, think about that. I know everybody's probably been thinking about it for a week, but think about it a little more.
Well,
I'll be back.
I'm multi-class, so I don't get it until next level.
Great weapon master, yeah.
But I have expertise on 2 more skills now. I have to decide where to put that one, or do those 2.
Actually, look at feats. That sounds like fun.
Access to this place, who knows what kind of dirty shit it's going to get into. So my vote is that we keep digging and we try to find this well of whatever that I read in the book, the dwarven book, and make sure whatever's looking for this place doesn't get here. But everyone else has their own choices to make.
Well, it sounds to me like I don't have much of a choice in the matter. The fact that if I left you guys, I'd probably die. And thankfully enough
Well-
for you, it sounds like a fun thing to do. And I kind of want to get
Well-
revenge.
Before we go on, Clay, that was your name, right?
Oh, yeah, my name's Clay. Clayton. Clay for short.
Well, what I'm
So
saying is it
then-
may not be fun. 2 of your brothers died in this quest, so it
Yeah.
might be dangerous.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not
Yeah,
happy.
But to help you, could I please borrow your shield for around 10 minutes? I'm gonna make some magical adjustments to it to make it a little bit better.
I don't know much about that magics, but what do you want to do to it? I don't quite trust you, unfortunately.
Does Clay, do you use a shield more
I do.
often than not?
I have a long sword and shield. I'm a sword and board. I learned my mistakes.
Okay.
Well,
Can't be the tank of the party if you don't play tanky.
can you hear me better now?
I haven't had any
Yeah, it's
issues.
a little better, I
with it.
think.
I don't know why.
It's I can hear him sometimes, but start speaking, it's quiet. I don't realize I hear him like in the background when I'm talking, so I wanted to make sure I didn't talk over him.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I have a magic spell I would like to cast on your shield to make it a bit more awesome. If you would allow it.
Clay just kind of reluctantly hands over the shield. I'm trusting you here. You don't seem like a bad guy.
No,
Good go
I'm
to.
I'm a pretty nice guy. And then I cast one spell as a ritual. That one, and the condition is when someone misses him, then the shield says, "You missed."
Wow. Did he just make my shield talk?
Yeah, it even will. When it happens, a mouth will form on the shield that will say, "You missed." Haha.
I might have to get a new shield.
I go to
I
Balin,
just had to do it.
and
So
I
go ahead
cast.
and mark off 10 gold pieces for that, Lear. But
Oh,
Wow.
good point.
I don't mind that. It's worth it.
I don't know what to
That's an
say.
amazing taunt.
But that you will probably not know yet exactly what will happen.
Oh no, I don't know yet.
It will only happen when someone attack you and when an attack misses you. That's the condition, and it lasts until dispelled.
Phelan,
Yeah, I'm here. What were you saying?
here, open your hand, and I give you a piece of dried carrot. And
Okay.
I cast Dark Vision on you.
Oh, and suddenly I see what you've all been saying. Phil Dennis, this is the greatest. I give you like the warmest hugs. I scooch down and I hug you so deeply. It's so beautiful. I can hide and hit things now.
I whisper to Phil Dennis, "Don't tell him it ends."
No. Terrible.
I'm not even gonna roll the perception. I don't want to hear that. It never ends. I can see forever.
He wants to believe.
I just love the presentation. He hands you a dried carrot, and then he casts a spell on you.
And you what?
As far as I know, this dried carrot is my key to being amazing.
So I will note to everybody, we can continue on here. The urgency was that this hobgoblin would find it. We know he found it, but we've taken care of him.
So Palin, I'm assuming, is turning his light source off.
Forever. Never again will it turn on.
We can continue here. I'm happy to do that and finish Gundren's quest, but I do want to make sure that we take care of the orcs and the undead as well after we do this.
Yeah, I'm up for that. That will be interesting.
So, I need a decision then.
So we just rested, and Clay basically said, "I'm joining you guys mostly out of necessity."
Yeah. Then I say we head back in, dive straight into this again.
And
I'll tell-
Rose didn't have his greatsword on him, right?
He did not.
Okay.
He only
He
had his
did have
armor and his gold.
Talon. And
So-
Talon.
And Talon.
So I want to pick up the gold, I guess, off him. If
Do you
don't
ask
mind.
after the longsword?
Supplies it, whatever you want.
Well, you guys handed me a longsword already, didn't you?
But yeah, you have Talon and magic longsword, but we
Yeah.
didn't grab his greatsword. But he has
Sorry.
armor
The
and his
greatsword,
gold.
yeah. If you
I
ask
think-
after the greatsword, I'd offer to take you to Ro's body, or I'm sorry, to the place where Ro died, and we
Yeah.
can get the greatsword.
Yeah, that's what Clay's basically going to want that greatsword, since it's like a family heirloom and junk.
Okay, I'm gonna retie the rope and head down here.
I think we never tied it off, we just pulled it up. So you just have to throw it down again.
Okay.
Did you see my PM, by the way, online? Or I mean, Discord?
What?
That spell did not make the cut for Xanathar's guy, so I'm going to say no.
Okay, I'll take that one. It seemed kind of OP, but it was, since you said some UA was allowed, I think it was worth it. It was
It's one of those awkward things where that was one of the UAs that was actually brought into official publication, but that was a spell that did not make the cut.
Yeah, when I read it, I thought it was
I believe
OP, but I
that's
thought
a
find a shot at
no.
getting it, I'd try. Okay, so I'll take Charm Person instead.
Okay.
Charm Person is not a bad spell, though.
And I go to the other side of this
Amazing spell.
cavey thing.
I
Blink
follow Blinkshaw.
You lower the rope down, you begin to crawl through, blah, 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 blah. Blisk is still kind of sitting at the top watching everybody else crawl down.
You
At this
hanging out
point,
here, Blisk?
I believe at this point everybody's requested Blisk come with them, so Blisk is kind of looking over like,
Yep.
Blisk isn't missing any more gold. Missed maybe some, not missing any more.
Sounds good, Blisk.
Remember the rules, Blisk. No treachery, and you can't ever die. Or else you lose all your
Never
gold.
mind, die. Why would Blisk do that? That's stupid.
No treachery, and if you die, we get to keep all your gold.
As soon as you turn around, Lear, you see Blisk give Balin a very rude gesture.
I figured that would make him understand the severity of death.
Oh, he understands the severity, and he's not happy about it.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, you have
All
to
right.
help. All
Should
that
drag
stuff.
everybody over. Phil Dennis, are you coming, or are you just gonna live here at the front of the cave forever?
Sorry. I'm going. I'm just I still have a lot of spells I'm going to put in. Every cantrip I gotta put in, that's all. I'm going.
All right, everybody over to the other side here.
Oh, that's right. I get a new cantrip.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm surprised no one used Shocking Grasp against our enemies. The first time we had enemies in metal armor. The first time since Mino was screaming about it.
I don't have it.
Didn't used to have it?
No, Mino had it.
Nino's the
I
one that
thought-
had it.
I thought you had it as well. I'm sorry.
Nah.
So you all are creeping through the halls of the Wave of Cave Echo. As you start to get farther back into the cave, you hear the familiar thumping and thundering noise of what's presumably large amounts of water slamming against something deeper in, continuing to cause the cacophony of noise that it does. Almost clockwork on the 2-minute timer. You all sneak by a familiar hallway, which you've seen before, the one where you first encountered the ghouls in the room that was responsible for Ro's death. There's still blood splatter on the floor as you pass by, but other than that, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Just kind of reorienting myself with this area. Now that I can see a bit in the dark, I can go ahead and sneak up as well. Check the corners and stuff like that. Which areas haven't we covered in here yet?
Well, we had some passages to the east that we hadn't checked, and this corridor, if I remember right. Up here, we came out from the room
Right.
where we locked ourselves, and straight up, it was a large cavern-like thing with lots of some tables and lots of old bones on the floor. I did see
Yeah, we didn't get up to
and
the
check.
large caverns group yet. I remember vaguely getting up that way and then turning back.
Yeah, I did sneak up and tell you about it. I don't think any one of you went up. I was the only one that snuck up and took a glance, if I remember right. So go to the east or up to the big cavern. To the
Somebody
north.
is typing up a storm in the background there.
So I will do my sneaky sneak and go scout up ahead. Once I remember where I put my character sheet. Go gadget character sheet. There we go.
Go ahead and make some stealth rolls for everybody here.
Well,
Oh god, now you're doing it too.
if he's going to stealth up, I stealth with him up.
I assume stealthing, I
So
hang back,
why the
and you
fuck
not
is
stealth.
it a whisper?
It's gonna get to the fortunate point where apparently people are actually not using light sources anymore, with the exception of Clay. So there's a modicum of stealth going on in this party now.
You're welcome.
I tell you what. Mm-hmm.
Are we all stealthing?
I'm not stealthing. I'm not moving up there. I see him
They are
sneaking up.
stealthing and moving on ahead. Nobody else appears to be following them.
Like, why
Musk
are
isn't even
they...
attempting to like crouch. He's just kind of he's just kind of like trotting along, looking back and forth. Like, never been in a place this deep before. Looks neat cut. Who made this? Probably smelly dwarfs.
I kind of run back and relay the that there is a door up here. I don't remember us going through as well.
That door to the right, that should be the one that leads to the room where we took shelter for a while.
If you want to try and grab him like that, he resists. He does not he does not like that in the slightest.
I'll just give him
Bad
a
touch,
smile.
bad touch.
And then after I run up a little bit longer and come back, I'll relay there's also up here to the left, and then further up there is a stairwell, which I believe is going up.
The stairwell that up there does appear to go upwards.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do
Or
that.
are we at the right place?
I was gonna say, I don't know if this door is the same one. We can check it. If it doesn't budge, it means it's barricaded because we barricaded it.
Well, it should be that door. I
Okay.
sneak up
So do
and
we want to take him
try
back to get Rose
open
Greatsword?
that door.
I have
Anyone?
no idea what you guys are doing. Let's.
So,
Yes, I'm bringing him back the way that we came in to get the great sword.
oh, then it would be up here and right up here then.
It should be here. In this room.
We can't listen to the doors, but there are still ghouls around. I don't think we killed them all.
The door to this room still hasn't been closed. It is ajar as much as it was the way it was left the last time you guys left it.
I peek in to see if there are any ghosts in here.
You
Girls?
see the familiar scene. You see the beds are still in place. Nothing appears to have been
no.
disturbed, and nothing appears to be moving.
No, no ghouls. Then we can enter.
Walk in.
Is the stuff still here? Is Rose stuff still here?
It would have been set wherever you guys left it. It has not been disturbed since the last time
We
it
had
was
them
set
resting
down.
on this bed. It
So I'll
should be
bring
up-
Clay over to that
up
bed.
here.
Clay will retrieve the great sword.
Sure thing. You can add Rose Greatsword to your equipment.
Cool. I would go,
When does this become an elaborate game where you just keep sacrificing characters and taking the old character's equipment?
there's a reason why I did not include some things on this character sheet. Did not see the need.
We'll just make it a rule so that, like, 3 more brothers later, you play like a sorcerer plate mail and have +3 magic greatsword. Like, damn it! My brothers
brother
never
made-
respected my magic.
My brother suggested I make a each character progressively smaller or shorter and more hairy until eventually I just have a dwarf.
We can unbarricade this door and go out this way if you want, guys.
Yeah, sounds good.
And I want to discard. No, I don't. Not yet.
You want
Works
strength
for me.
checks for that, or
Yeah.
athletics?
No, I don't.
Oh, you got your door opened up. I'll
With
open it.
athletics, yeah. All right. So through combined effort, multiple people just kind of lifting this large, heavy stone bed back out of the way of the doorway, you can unbar it and unblock it.
All right. And Phil Dennis, I gave you a health potion to not like poured it down your throat, but gave you a health potion as thank you.
Cool.
Alright, I'll crack it open. I'll lead the way again.
All right.
Do you want another stealth roll, or just use my old one for now?
I mean, you can make another stealth roll, sure.
I'm not sure exactly how long they count for, so just keep me posted when I have to roll again.
I'm stealthing too.
These stealth rolls continue.
This is a cave-in, it looks like. Can I just investigate here before we move on? Just see if there's anything special or on the walls or traps or anything like that.
You can make a perception check. Looking at this, as far as you can tell throughout most of these mine tunnels, they appear to be very intently cut this way. Looking at this, it appears to be that this rock here has been, it looks like it's been excavated at. Like the dwarves were digging in this direction, but they kind of gave up when they realized they weren't finding what they were looking for.
Okay.
It should be noted here that the ceilings here are only 6 foot high.
Okay. So when we get to about here, we'll call. I'll go back and gesture for them. They'll come forward to that clearing right here.
So it's only 6 foot high. Then I have to bend a little bit.
Layar, do you want? If there's 2 corridors up ahead before we hit the stair, do you want to go check the middle and I'll check the far one?
Yeah. You mean those over here?
Yeah. It looks like it wraps around.
I can go down and check.
I don't want to get too far from the party, but this place is huge. So yeah, I come back and basically relay. This place is fucking huge. There are 3 or 4 more tunnels up this way. I think we've checked the bottom area out. We can check the stairs, or we can keep checking up in the caverns. What do you guys want to do?
Down below, I found one that was caved in, and another one to the west that seems to open up into some more natural cave. Didn't look that big, but it seemed to be more natural stone walls.
What do you guys think? You want to scout the rest of these tunnels or go up these stairs?
I'd. The first one that's closest. That's what Clay goes down.
Let's sneak up the stairs and check that place out, I would say. We can always go down and check
All right.
out later.
These are
At
stairs up or stairs down?
Up.
All right.
At the base of the stairs, I can hold my hand back and listen intently.
All right, make a perception check.
Womp womp.
This is not the room. I would think I was sneaking up a hallway further to the east, because this is not the room I went up.
No, I think I saw the room you talked about before. It's further over, but these stairs lead up here.
Yeah,
Even with
and
that roll, listening at the room ahead, you hear what sounds like chittering,
Okay.
like mandibles clicking together.
Lear, I whisper, Lear, back. And I'm trying to call you back.
And I sneak back.
So I relay the chittering to these guys. Is Charles sneaky?
It should be noted that the sounds themselves are not too different from the ghouls that you heard before.
A little sneaky.
Okay. In that case,
Oh,
I think
those
the ghoul, I think,
fuckers.
I
I'm
think the
walking.
ghouls are up here.
Good. I want to kill them. Let's go. We need to avenge Ro.
Yeah, but we should probably
Say no
try
more.
to. Maybe we can get a little bit of surprise on them.
So it's a wide open room from what I saw above the top of the steps. We can fan out. I think that you and Clay should go up the center. Phil Dennis in the back. Me and Lair will go out on the wings. Probably Blisk in the wings as well. But it looks like we have a lot of space. I don't know where they are, but they sound like they're up there.
Clay, just follow me. Just walks in there.
From what I can see, they should be either to the north or to the east. Oh,
Clay just runs in.
No, Clay walks
Clay,
in.
as you walk into the room, the light that kind of spreads out through the entirety of the room starts to shed literal light on emaciated creatures that are kind of humbling around, attempting to sit in shadows and hide from any of that. As you see them, they are just as aware of you. And why don't everybody go ahead and roll me initiative, please? Hold on, not yet. Now. As they were aware of you coming in, but they weren't. They were
Gross.
taking their time. Now I'm just going to reveal them all because they are not hidden from you all with the light source.
Hidden from me, I'm down the stairs.
Yeah, same here.
So with this, Layar, you are up first.
well, let's see. I think I don't engage that much. I cast on that one.
You attempt to mock him. He... the words just kind of seem to roll off of him, and he doesn't even seem to respond to what you say. He unfortunately makes his saving throw.
Yeah, I figured. Stupid goo.
Okay.
Then I use my movement just to get
So you back
hide
behind
behind
Blinkshaw. Alright, coming to the ghoul's turn, the horde commences movement. This one kind of drops down here, and fumbles on up the stairs. He can't quite get far enough to engage. This one can get to here. Several more kind of emerge from behind the rock in attempt to charge out, getting to here. This one can get to here. This one can get to here.
Jesus.
Another moves from behind the stalagmite and moves to here. And the last one just kind of moves forward as well, getting to here in the group. We got a whole whopping grand total of a bunch of attacks. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So the ones around Clay rake out at him, whereas the ones around Blinkshaw, he gets 1 attack against him. I'm just going to do Blinkshaw's first because it's just the one. The one against Blinkshaw is a 17 to hit.
Does not hit.
Does not hit. It breaks across your shield, but is unable to penetrate anything important. Against Clay, we have 4 attack rolls. A 7, a 6, a 16, and a natural 20.
well on the first ones that miss, then his shield grows a mouth that says, "You missed, haha."
It happens so rapidly that the voice actually starts to talk over itself, so it just sounds like a chittering version of "you miss."
Oh,
But then one claws into the side of his neck, and it doesn't seem as funny anymore. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Sure.
You succeed on the saving throw. You are going to take the total is 12 slashing damage. You reduce.
Let's see. Give me a second here. So, I can do a maneuver parry, decrease damage by 1d8 plus dex.
Okay.
So I don't know if that costs. Is that a bonus action?
That's your reaction.
That's a reaction, so I can't do a. I have to go through damage, and I'll do a riposte on one of the ones that missed me.
Okay.
So I take how much damage?
You take 9 total.
9. Okay. 25. 7. Sorry. Then I attack with the talon. I miss.
And you miss horribly. From that's the end of the ghoul's turn. We come to Phildennis.
alright, I'm gonna go up the stairs a little bit. Oh! It's a lot of them. I will cast my Snowball of Doom right there at this point, so it'll hit the 5 squares around it.
I should probably add Blisk to the turn order. It'll be hard to remember him. He rolled really high on his initiative. That's fine. He was actually first, but he would never go before the rest of the group. Let you guys decide what the fuck you're gonna do.
Probably.
Okay. So a 10 foot. So you're hitting him, and not him. So 5 saves. 1, 2, 3, 5. Wow, I rolled one extra than I was supposed to, and the one extra I rolled was double 20s. That's a waste. So 2 of them fail, the rest succeed. So I'm going to say the 2 that are farthest from it, just because that makes sense, are the ones who, or so the ones that are right next to it are the ones that fail, as they just kind of get completely overwhelmed by these snowballs flying through the air and buffeting them amongst the face. They don't really have the intelligence to take cover, but they don't seem to be enjoying it. The others take minor blows from the snowballs, but are more or less unscathed. Okay. Missile Dennis's turn. We move on to Blinkshaw after that.
I present my holy symbol and I say, "Behold, the harbinger of your doom." And I turn them.
You attempt to turn undead. Okay. That's literally all of them. So 1, 2, 3.
Damn, you're splitting them up for my AoE.
Alright.
Yes, I am saving us.
No, we're taking this. We have a better AoE and everybody's higher level now.
What is your DC here?
Double checking. Sadly, it is a 13 spell save DC. That's what they need?
So only one. Oh, sorry, no. Oh, wow, no. 1, 2, 3, 4 make it. Why does it say 5 make it? So yes, a 20, a 13, a 15, and a 14 all succeed. Oh, I see why I said okay, because I put less than like. All right, so who all? Let's just decide who all the hell doesn't run from this.
Probably the ones closest to me run, and the
yeah,
rest
the
stay.
ones that are the closest to you would run. They move on. They don't move until their turn though. So let's just start doling this out. Okay, this is this. So he is turned. He is turned. He is turned. It was a total of 4 successes, so we'll say he is also turned. These individuals are turned. Alright.
And I say, don't attack the bacons.
Don't attack the bacon.
These ones you can see are visibly recoiling from the holy light. The others seem to be uncaring about it.
I'll also move up right here.
Alrighty.
Go.
Balin.
I was gonna move up there, so I guess I'm going short bow for this round.
And by right here, I mean up here.
You would
I can't-
provoke moving.
Yeah, I can't get through there, so.
Okay. I run up. If I can tell the bacons which way they're going, I'm going short bow. I'm gonna have to shoot over. I'm guessing I have to shoot. Is there any risk of hitting him if I shoot this direction?
Yes, and anybody you shoot at over there is going to be a risk of hitting Clayton. He's a big old meat sack in between you and the targets.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can get to here with my movement and fire on that guy. Would that be easy? Would that be easy to hit without
the
cover?
goal's in the way, but other than that, no.
But he's fleeing the other way, so I assume he's not like, blocking me.
He's still a meat sack that's in the way, but you don't really care so much if you hit him.
No, I mean,
go ahead and make your attack roll.
So I'm going for so.
You
Do not get sneak attack.
you don't. It's not a short sword, but it is the same weapon.
Yeah.
It is the same die roll too, so it is a total of 6 damage as your arrow pierces off into one of his shoulders. He doesn't look the worst, but he doesn't look great.
Yeah, he's probably annoyed. I will huck a throwing dagger with my offhand. Same dude. Still no sneak attack, all wasted.
So this gets into the awkward situation where you are shooting a short bow and then you are drawing a weapon and then throwing it with your offhand.
It
That-
says you can draw and throw a dagger in 5e.
Yeah, but you're using a two-handed weapon, so it gets to the point where
But my offhands, like my hand's free afterwards.
yeah, but you're
It's up
making
to
an
you.
attack that turn with a two-handed weapon. So I'm gonna say that's breaking the mechanics because it's
Yeah,
like
but
doing it and then doing it with the other hand, and it's like it's defeats what's like why are you even using a two-handed weapon at that point?
yeah, but on the other hand, it's only two-handed weapon until he fired it. Then he only holds it with one hand.
I thought they
I'm-
actually changed it so you could do Legolas shit like that, but I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. So I'll take that throwing dagger back, and just to my cunning action, I can only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm out of movement anyway. Okay, I'm just gonna chill. How high are the ceilings here, by the way?
The ceilings in this it's a giant cavern, so I will say they are moderately 20 feet up.
All right, just yeah, Birdie's gonna go up and 20 feet up, but I'll just keep him above my token for now.
Okay, Clay.
I'm going to hit the first one right in front of me, and then I'm going to do other stuff after that.
Okay.
So, first one in front of me, swing my sword,
That hits him.
attack him.
What is the bonus D10 that it has rolling there?
The D10.
You don't
is
need that
if
D10. If you're gonna be fighting with the shield, you don't need versatile listed there. That's just gonna be distracting and confusing.
Right. I mean, the left one's the one I'm looking at, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You don't need the right one. Just the left one's fine. You hit him for 10 points. That's fine.
Yeah.
And if you would like to use one of your maneuvers, I'm just saying you might want to take that off the attack roll.
I don't know how. I just literally grabbed it off the thing here.
Or you make another.
That's
attack,
fine.
Or you make
We'll deal
another.
with it later.
Yeah. Or you make another special attack option for the few times you will use it two-handed.
I mean, I could use it two-handed. I'm just not using it two-handed right now.
Yeah, I know, but you will
Anyway,
most
so
use
10 damage.
it.
We will deal with it later.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, I assume it's not dead, right?
No, he is not dead.
Because I had a short rest, I'm going to action surge and hit it again.
Okay, make another attack roll. A 9 does not hit him.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The first swing strikes true, but the second swing is not able to pierce into his undead flesh. Coming around to Blisk's turn. Blisk creeps the full breadth of his movement up to the top of the hallway. And he's going to attempt to shoot at the one that you just attempt to stab because he's not going to hit you. He's confident. He's Blisk. He actually rolls a 17, and his crossbow bolt pierces through the side of its head, and it drops dead. He kind of does a little happy dance in the background, and that is the end of Blisk's turn. Layar.
Well, this is probably not a good idea in a cave, but Liar knows nothing about caves and stuff like that, so he will throw shatter anyway. I place it like here, then it should take. It's a 10-foot radius, so it should take those two and that one, but it should not. Maybe.
That one will be hit with that one.
Then I put it up.
It's kind of the awkwardness where you either got to choose to hit one of the ones fleeing, or you have to opt out of the one that's standing here.
Well, I put it up here then, somewhere, so it takes these two. But no
Okay.
one else.
Both these goals. I believe it's a Constitution saving throw. Yes.
Well,
It is. I believe it also emits an ear-shattering noise
yes,
because it is just pure
That's-
sound coming off of this.
that's why I said it was probably not a good idea, but
My ears!
Sudden lowering noise, painfully intense erupts from a point of change. 10 foot radius sphere. Mr. Sympatho.
But it doesn't seem to be as loud as some other spells that says that it can be heard up to 300 feet. This one says nothing about that, but it can damage non-magical objects. That
Both
isn't
of
being
them
heard.
succeed on their saving throw.
Well, at least they take 6 damage.
So, as this sound kind of rips out through the air and echoes down through the caverns, only minorly drowned out by the same sounds of waves and the constant roaring you hear from the depth beyond, these two ghouls kind of recoil from the force and the sound of the impact that just kind of washes over them.
And I used a bonus action to put Bardic Inspiration on Blinkshaw.
On Blinkshaw. Alright, Blinkshaw has a Bardic Inspiration. Coming to the
I don't
ghoul's
want
turn.
him- I don't
They-
want him to get paralyzed.
Coming to the ghoul's turn, as they are turned, they all cut and run, as they are ought to do. They dash as far as they possibly can, looking at the full extent of their movement. They will provoke from you if you would like to attack them, but considering you said, yep, he gets to there. This one kind of jumps over this one's body as he tries to run. Sorry, no, he has to run away from you and he can't get any closer to you. So he has to run all the way around at the awkward way. So he gets to here, he kind of fumbles down the stairs here and he can only get to there. That is the extent of their turn. The others, seemingly unabated, move closer and prepare to fight again. This time there's going to be one attack against Clayton, which is another natural 20. What? Alright, give me another Constitution saving throw, please. The damage on this was extremely poor. You do succeed, and you take a grand total of 4 slashing damage, as it manages to rake into the other side of your collarbone and give a nick, but not as bad as it could be. The other two against Blinkshaw are a 13 and a 14. Neither one of them able to pierce through your armor and just kind of scratching against it ineffectually. Why is it always him? I'm gonna start attacking everybody else before him. I swear to God. Phil Dennis.
I'm gonna move up a step, and I'll cast Magic Missile at one of each of them.
Okay, one at each of them.
And then go back a step.
You got the Magic Missile along your fingers. 4, 2, 3. This one gets
5, 3,
smashed by
4.
1 for 5. This one gets smashed by 1 for 3. The one that is smashed for 4, it kind of slams into his head and hollows it out. And it just kind of falls dead down to the ground dead. And it's the end of that goal. We come back to Blinkshaw.
I will cast Cure Wounds on Clay because he's looking a bit rough.
Okay.
Sorry, my sheets. I'm on a laptop, so things are a little slow for me.
That's fine. So, 8 hit points. Back to you, sir. As the healing light of Blinkshaw washes over you, and you feel the wounds that have been digging into your neck and collarbone stitch over and heal. From there, we come back to Balin.
I will stow my short sword, my short bow, and draw my short sword in my movement, if I may, and then give this guy a whack.
Alrighty. That hits the living crap out of him, and your short sword pierces through the front of his little noggin and just kind of falls to the ground with a scorch, being no more.
If I draw a dagger while I move to the other one, can the offhand with that? I mean, I'm at the short sword, sorry.
And at this point, you've stowed a bow, drawn a short sword.
Yeah, so I mean, if that's a no, I'll just take mine out. What's that?
I bet, how many interactive objects do you have?
I mean, you're the DM. I have no idea. So I was just saying that's why I'm asking you. I don't know. It's kind of up to you.
Yeah.
I think.
All right.
I think that they have the light property. You can do it.
I know it says using ammunition is a part of the attack, But when it comes to actually drawing a weapon that you throw, like a dagger, you have to draw that manually, like you do a sword. It's not part of the attack action.
I'm drawing a sword. I'm asking to draw a sword. My offhand sword to go after the other one. I'm gonna finish my movement when I walk around.
Go for it.
Okay, that's why I just want to make sure it was cool first. So 1, 2, then offhand thwack on this dude.
Okay.
There's my old rolls.
That does hit. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage to him, but it does manage to pierce into him and leave a little mark.
Okay. And I'm not gonna provoke. I'll just stay there.
All right, Clay.
Let's do this thing. I'll attack the guy next to me.
Okay.
I'm a simple man.
Well, this is also the one that kind of just got done piercing your collarbone with his hand, so
Actually,
a
now
little bit
that-
of prejudice there.
so I have I can use my bonus action to shove. What does shove do?
Shoving is a contested athletics versus one of their choice of roll to either push them away or knock them prone.
I gotta try knocking him prone first.
You can, but if you do that, you have to take the attack action. You cannot choose to do something else afterwards.
Yeah, I want to attack it. I want to
Okay.
shove him prone and attack it if I can.
Okay. Go ahead and make your athletics check.
Ready.
Well, you knock it to the ground with your shield with no issue. It's gonna bash it on the side of the head, and it drops to all fours.
And then I want to hit my sword. And when it's prone, or do I get any bonuses?
It's advantage because he's prone. Yes. Which an 18 will hit.
I'm glad I did that. And I roll damage.
All right. So with 8 slashing damage, you stab it right through the middle of the spine. Kind of shove it down farther against the ground. It's splayed out at an awkward angle, but it is still writhing and moving. It has not been slain yet.
So I just kind of like pinned it to the ground essentially right now.
Pretty much.
Okay.
All right. Phil Dennis.
It's me.
So Charles kind of squeaks and then goes silent.
Okay.
And it is now Blisk's turn.
Finishing him off, Blisk. You can do it.
On Blisk's turn, he actually has his light crossbow out. He runs on up to here, sees that one pinned to the ground, sees the ones running away. It seems smarter to him to kill the ones that are running away, because that is Blisk's concept. He shoots this one in the back, and one of his bolts stab into its spine, doing minor damage. And he kind of shakes his crossbow again in joy, just happy to be fighting with something. It's good to be a goblin. They are.
It's gonna be a goblin. We just killed a ton of them.
Well, now I have disadvantage on ranged attack against the one that's prone. Then I ask, I should be able to easily keep my bow in my left hand and draw my rapier and step up and attack him.
Mm-hmm. Alright. A 21 does hit. As it's pierced to the ground by talon, you just shove your rapier to the back of its head, and with the final shudder, it drops, and it no longer moves. You still have some movement, you still have a bonus action.
I move up to here, but I don't have much to do with my bonus action right now. So that's my turn.
On the ghoul's turn, they continue beating feet as quickly as they can down the hallway. They get up to here.
But one should have, if he shot one,
That one is not running. To here, here, and here. Just barely disappearing around the corner. The one that was shot by the goblin turns and with fire in its eyes comes running back, and since Blisk is the nearest thing, he runs towards him. Will attempt to claw out the little goblin. Catching the Blisk in the side of the neck as well. Blisk needs to make a saving throw. So as Blisk is stabbed in the side of the neck, there's this moment where he just kind of starts to shudder, and he just kind of falls to the ground in a familiar style that you have seen before. His body seemingly unable to resist the effects that have sought to paralyze it. And then we have to Phil Dennis.
I yell at the others that there's someone behind us. I go upstairs a little bit more. There's someone behind us! And I hold a ray of frost for anything hostile to come out from that corridor.
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Bam!
Alright, so you are looking for anything that is attempting to sneak down the corridor.
Yep. There's one way.
Linkshaw. There's not a lot of stuff to hide behind, so...
Hearing that there's something behind us, I'm torn between protecting Blisk, but I know that there are other people up here. I am going to go down and protect Phil Dennis. So I'm going to go like one past Phil Dennis and look to see if I can see anything.
Alright, make me a perception check as well. Alright, so you keep an eye out on the hallway. You, at the moment, don't see anything.
Alright, I'm going to remove one more down. And hold a sacred flame for anything coming.
Alright.
Unless perception was my action.
I asked you for it, so no, it wasn't. Raylan.
Okay.
Owlie, save Blisk. And so he's gonna go here.
Owlie.
1, 2, 3. His name's actually Archimedes, but I'm gonna swing on this with advantage.
Okay.
For now on, his name Ellie.
You give him a hit.
Owlie!
Is he still up?
No, he is not up. He is very much pierced to the old noggin and dead as dead as dead.
1, 2, 3. Okay, that was. And I'm going to take. So 1, 2, 3. 15 feet of movement left. And I'm going to try and hide. What's a place for it? I'm gonna hide right here on this side of the steps in case something comes up these steps.
Okay. So you attempt to hide. You can give me a stealth check. Clay.
So, we're still initiative, but I don't see anything.
We are
so
still
that's
in
not
initiative.
good. It's not good at all. I'm hurt. We'll travel over here and kind of take a defensive posture.
Clay,
Can you
did
give a
you
description
heal
of
yourself?
this,
Yeah, you got healed, Clay. You can add some points back.
I got healed? When did I get healed?
I cure wounds to you for 8.
Oh, nice. It takes me up, what, the 31.
So to give a better description of this room that you are all sitting in, as we kind of moved into combat very quickly, so this room is large across, but you see that on two sides of it there are very steep encartments, dividing the entire room itself into 3 sections. 2 high ledges at either end, and the lower section down in the middle. Carved stone stairs climbing up to each of the ledges, and in the middle there are 2 large tables standing along with a pair of old braziers. You see that there are lots of skeletal remains, the dozens of dead warriors, dwarves, gnomes, orcs, and even ogres sitting around the tables in the middle, attesting to fighting that took place here. The 2 encampments are both about 10 foot up, so if you were to fall down one of them, it'd be a bit of a nasty fall. Not a terrible fall, but a dangerous one, to say the least. For reference. Alright. So, Clay, with that in knowledge, you are taking a what action?
I was just gonna hold this position here at top of the stairs and just kind of play defensive until I learn we're all clear. It looked like everywhere around me was clear.
You can declare a dodge action, if you're not taking one.
Whatever action takes me the best defenses, I don't know what to do.
Dodge action it is then.
Yeah.
So, on the next turn, Winshaw, you see what looks like a really yellowish, oily liquid just start to pour down along the hallway.
Does it look anything like the grease I've been used to from a stick of butter?
Like some piss.
It doesn't look like butter. It doesn't look like it's melting, but it's definitely just kind of pouring along the hallway. Like it's whether or not it's pouring from a ceiling or not, it's hard to say. You don't see a source. It's just kind of sliding down the hallway. It's not moving very fast at all.
All right, I will keep holding.
On Blisk's turn, he kind of looks around at the ghouls that ran away. Sorry, no, he's still paralyzed. So he has to make a Constitution saving throw at the end of his turn. He is still paralyzed. Layar. He's just kind of twitching on the ground, trying to move himself, and his eyes are kind of wide, looking around.
And 15, 20, 25. I moved down to here. I heard that they talked about something coming this way, and we have Balin and Clayton up at the stairs, so I go down here. Do I see anything?
Make me a perception check. You can make me a perception check. Alright, with that, you look down this hallway, but you don't notice anything.
Well, I hold my action. I have my bow ready. If something comes, I will fire at it.
Alrighty. The ghouls continue fleeing. I'm just going to remove them from initiative at this point because they are so far away that there's no earthly reason that they would ever come back. This is just going to be the cave of the ghouls run and don't ever come back.
I want to keep doing my holding.
So you continue holding your action.
Same with Winkshaw.
So we're going to Kinshell's turn. If there's anything Balin or Clay would like to specifically do, they can.
I will drag Blisk into hiding as well and go back to hiding.
What are we hiding again?
Ooh.
So I'll drag him to like here.
So you're just kind of both laying down atop this apartment here.
Yeah, just until he stops being paralyzed.
And on Clay's turn.
So I think I missed something. Why is everyone hiding?
There's something coming from behind us.
Oh, where Blinkshaw's at?
Yes.
Yes.
I will walk that direction. Actually, no, can I take a quick look around here, then walk over there?
You can make a perception check to look around if you'd like.
Before I turn my back to it.
But what are you actually looking for?
Just any people moving or monsters or something that would be dangerous.
Giving a long look around, there doesn't appear to be anything in here or movement. And moving back into the hallway, as you start to approach down the hallway, you see what Blinked saw before, where it's this oddly colored, what looks like oil, just kind of very slowly and viscously pouring itself down the hallway. Just like it's like just creeping, almost. Like something has been spilled in an adjacent hallway.
Okay, so is it moving our direction?
It's kind of poured out to, right now it's only gotten out to here. And it hasn't it's moving so slowly that it hasn't gotten any farther.
Okay, I want to say let's use some oil or something like that to create a little fire path and see if that stops the thing. Or light a torch and throw in that direction. Let's light a torch and throw in that direction. It's way easier. What do you guys think?
I think we're still in rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to confer with you really.
Okay. Can I light a torch?
I mean, you could light a torch, but you would have to put your sword away because you don't really have a free hand.
Okay, I'll just be at the ready action.
So what are you readying your action? Are you dodging again? Are you going to attack?
Down with attacks, I'm gonna dodge.
Alright, so you dodge again. Alright. On the next turn, the oil just continues to creep very slowly down the hallway. It's managed to get up to this point. It seems to be spreading a little more. Make me another perception check, Blankshaw.
All right.
I don't see it.
So as you look closely at it, you can see that as you look farther in the hallway, even in the darkness, it doesn't look like this pool has a source. This water is just kind of drifting along the floor by itself, whatever it is.
I will relay that information because this thing's weird and I'm a little bit worried about it. Maybe fire is the right answer.
Yeah, so it's like a moving puddle coming towards us.
Yes.
On Blisk's turn, he has another saving throw in his future. He fails again. He is still paralyzed, Layar.
Let's go.
Well, I wanna try to see what the fuck they talk
Make
about.
me another perception check. So at this point, you can see this weird oily-like substance just kind of creeping down the hallway. It's moving really slow, but you can also see that it appears to be independent, like it's just drifting along the floor.
And it moving up towards us.
It is moving towards you, yes. None of it appeared to have spread off towards the side, towards the other hallway.
Well, then is it, how big is it? Is it just a puddle on the floor, or is it something I can attack?
I mean, it's a puddle. It takes up about 4 squares. It's probably about 10 feet across, by 10 feet across. But it's moving
But
extremely slowly.
Yeah, but how high is it? Is it just like a thin sheet on the floor, or is it...
It is a puddle that is just drifting across the floor, like it is barely perceptible against the rocks. It is, as it kind of rolls along, it actually disappears into some of the crevices that are dug into the floor.
Then we have...
It was your
one
action
that
to
we-
look for it, though, because that was your
Yeah.
perception check.
Can I choose? Can I choose to let my sacred flame go at this point?
If you would like to target the pool, oil or whatever,
Yes.
you can, if you would like so desire.
I think it has to be a creature that I see. So that would count.
I will say in this case, because you suspected of being a creature, it would be allowed. So you will release your sacred flame, and as it the holy light kind of spears down into the middle of it, the oil does kind of spread out for a moment, as if it's burned, and then it bubbles for a moment, and then just kind of settles.
Does it continue moving?
Shoot my ray where I saw his thing land.
All right, go ahead and release your ray of frost. You have disadvantage because you can't actually see it.
Where are you? Fuck it! Shoot that thing!
That still hits the puddle of oil on the floor because you're just targeting a large area, and the ray of frost kind of slides across it. None of it appears to freeze, but as it is, it's just kind of being kind of strikes the floor and knocks some of it aside, and it just kind of, it doesn't even seem to congeal. It just kind of seems to settle in the spot that it's sitting in.
Was there a bug there or something, Blink?
All right, we come back to your turn, Fildenus.
Oh, that was fast.
You were holding your action, so.
So wait, nothing happened to
I think maybe we should.
It hit the puddle, and the puddle kind of splashed, and some of it kind of splattered along the walls, but after that, nothing else seemed to happen to it now.
Oh,
Okay.
I had an idea. I want to grab a ration and throw at it.
Alright, so you grab a ration and you throw it at the puddle.
That's right. Take that.
Make me a dexterity check. Are you throwing a whole bag of rations,
No.
or are you just throwing like that piece of jerky?
I thought like a ration was like literally like a block of cheese kind of size. That was the whole thing.
Well, it's a day of ration, so it really depends. Like, are you just taking like the whole bag and chucking it, or are you just grabbing something out of the bag and chucking it?
I was taking something out of the bag and chuck it.
All right, so you just grab like a hardtack or a piece of cheese or something and chuck it over there. It just kind of splats into the middle of it. Nothing else happens.
All right, I'm gonna start walking away.
Alright, so you start to walk away. Bringshaw,
I'm going to walk.
it doesn't
up to the
appear to
top.
be moving anymore.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay,
No.
I'm going to walk up to the top of the stairs and see if it starts moving. And if it does, we can make it upstairs.
Poke it with a stick.
You
And
walk
I'll
up to
hold
the
the
top of
sacred flame,
stairs.
and that's it.
You hold Sacred Flame. Balin,
Do I need a proficiency in a knowledge to identify? Or
say
just a
all of that
bonus?
again because you cut up real bad.
So do I need proficiency to make a knowledge check, or just if I have a bonus I can use it?
In a situation where multiple people are making it, I would say yes, but in this situation, I would say no. You could just attempt it.
So I could attempt an Arcana check.
You could.
Okay, I just want to see an Arcana check to try and identify with whatever the hell this is.
I mean, the group really doesn't have much information thrown back to you. They've mentioned a puddle. There hasn't been a lot of description with that.
Oh, you just mean because I haven't seen it yet. Okay.
I mean, it's basically setting a DC based on what you've heard, and you haven't heard much information. So it sounds like a puddle, but what kind of puddle? I don't know.
I
That's hard
misunderstood.
to say.
I'll roll it again on my next turn if I get one, but I'm gonna walk up and
I would
make my
try
perception check
to.
to see it first.
There we come to Claystorm.
I
Womp womp.
will put my sword away, light a torch, and then
All
try
right.
to throw it. If I have the ability to do all of that.
To light the torch would be the action.
Okay. Sure. I guess I can use my lantern to do that.
Okay. Nice torch. The puddle does not appear to move anymore. And coming to Blisk's turn, he will Constitution saving throw. His next time a judder and move, and he kind of sets himself up and shakes the paralysis off as he can finally move. And we come back to Layar's turn. And at this point, I'm just going to drop
I
initiative.
wanna.
But yeah, Layar, it is currently your turn, but after this, we're going to be dropping initiative because we've moved through so many. Looking at it, if there's something magical about it, you have no idea what it is, but it doesn't appear to be magical by any means.
It's just a weird puddle. This cave is weird, so why shouldn't it have weird puddles too?
Well, it's not moving anymore. That's a good sign.
I guess don't
I
touch
guess
it.
now it's. Yeah, I guess now we're ready for Clay to go investigate.
Why me?
You're strapping.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's so.
check out this body over here.
Yeah, I want to go check out the room.
I will throw the torch at the puddle and see
Sure.
what happens.
You throw the torch at the puddle. I'm not going to make you make a check just because it's a giant puddle on the ground and you're just kind of tossing it less than 20 feet away. As the torch kind of splatters into the puddle, it just kind of sits there burning idly for a moment or two, and then and as it just kind of mixes with this viscous liquid, it just kind of snuffs out, and nothing appears to change.
Just kind of shrug and like, okay.
Hey, we beat the puddle.
Well, I make a short little bard song about five brave adventurers beat up a puddle.
I asked Phil Dennis
yeah.
why he thought something was behind us.
Because Charles died.
And
Who's Charles?
do I have to walk through the puddle to get down here?
Question, like,
To
is
get
this-
down where? Yes, you would have to walk through. I will draw a marker so you guys can see where the puddle is. The puddle is right here.
My question was, when we did that long rest, did it pass over the midnight mark? Only asking because the staff of defense recharges every sunrise.
That's another good point. There's also a torch sitting in the middle of it that is not burning, but it is just kind of sitting. Actually, it's right. It's not burning anymore, so it's not sitting there. Never mind. I was going to get rid of that. I don't need a light source if it's not actually burning. It would have passed midnight, so any charges or anything like that would have recovered.
Okay.
Well, as we're at around, I'm going to investigate this room and the body and all the doohickeys and tables and such that you talked about.
Yep.
I don't like this puddle. I want to keep an eye on it.
You
Yeah,
keep an eye on the
You have the
puddle.
puddle watch while we check the room.
So looking around the room, whatever else has been here doesn't appear to be either intact or worth anything. The weapons are long since corroded and decayed, probably here for centuries, if not longer. The bodies themselves are almost purely skeletal, probably picked clean of the ghouls of anything that would have been nourishing to them long ago. The bodies do not stir, they do not appear to rouse as skeletons as you've seen before. And the braziers themselves are made of stone, and whatever was once burning them is long since burned out.
And is there a body here? Is that just a graphic for the map?
There is a body there, but it is the same as all the other bodies.
Okay. And like no secret doors or anything, or should I roll for that?
You don't notice anything like that in the walls, no.
I would
Okay.
like to sneak up north a little bit to see what's up there.
Make a stealth check.
Check out these dead ghouls. Maybe there's something weird on them.
Yeah, I can search them if you want to help. Hint, hint.
How about we both search?
How about I help you search or you help me search?
There we go.
I should have helped you.
Well, investigation, perception, I don't know.
Looking them over, the
Make
bulls.
up.
The only thing the ghouls had them were tattered loincloths that were protecting their dignity. There doesn't appear to be anything of value on them or anything of interest on them.
I'm,
You can
the
keep
ones you
this.
see here,
No, those are you.
I'm
it's hard to tell
sneaking
whether
up-
or not these are the same ghouls that were chased out of the other room, or they were new ones. But
But they're ghouls.
Well, I sneak up to where I am now. Do I see any? I don't go any further at all. Do I
okay, so
see
you
anything?
sneak all the way up to there. Holy crap! Getting all the
Yeah, I
way up
want to
to
look
there.
around the corner. I just want to if I see anything more than what the map shows.
Looking around the corner, you see what looks like a large furnace and mechanical bellows powered by what looks like a water wheel. The furnace itself is cold and dark. There is no fire burning in it, but you do notice that there are heaps of coal piled nearby it,
Yeah, but I
along with
don't-
carts of unrefined. Let me finish, please. I will.
Yeah.
I will tell you when I'm done. Along with carts full of unrefined ore. The water wheel itself sits in a 10-foot wide channel cut into the floor of the room, but the channel is dry. Passages exit to the west, in the east that you can see. More than a dozen withered corpses are scattered around the room. These slain dwarves and orcs are still wearing the remnants of their armor, and floating above them, next to it, is a skull cloaked in green flame.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what did you say? You did cut off for me the last part. I heard
So
right
there
before
are
green flames. That's
there
what
is-
I mean.
Yeah, there are a dozen corpses scattered along the room of slain dwarves and orcs still wearing remnants of their crusted armor, and floating above all of them is a skull cloaked in green flame.
Oh, then I move back very quietly.
And we need to make a very quick perception check, actually. Give me 1 second.
I did roll 18 on the stealth.
You actually rolled higher than that because you got blessed by or guidance by Blink Shaw. It was a 21.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah. You sneak back down the corridor, and nothing seems to. You don't notice anything.
I sneak back to the others and tell them what I saw.
Green
A
head, huh?
big room. Yeah. Some furnace and some big wheels and machinery. I have no idea what it is. And lots of dead bodies like every other room in this freaking cave. So nothing strange there, but I also saw a green floating skull that was floating around in the room. It seems to be pretty nasty. So I went back.
Does the rest of it sound to me like a forge, like a dwarven forge?
Yeah. Without, you don't even need to check. It sounds like it's a smeltery. It's the place where they would take their raw, unrefined ore and turn it into ingots and other such.
All right.
My question is a simple question. Do I see any changes with the thing that I'm staring at?
As you've been watching it, it doesn't appear to have moved again. No.
Okay, I give up. I move on with my life.
I think I just threw some cheese at it.
So, while
So-
I ain't changing, guys, what's going on?
Well,
It sounds like an evil skull is guarding. Wait, I'm sorry, you didn't say anything about the forge yet, out loud.
No, I'd relay that. Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like an evil skull is guarding a forge.
do
and
I
we're
have
looking
any
for
idea
the forge
what
of.
that? Do I have any idea what the skull was for?
You can make an Arcana check. You're not exactly sure what it is, but it is definitely something magical. Of that, you're certain. There's no doubt about that.
Can I try with telephone knowledge?
It is a harder check, but sure.
Alright.
Can I help him on that check?
Nope.
Well,
You can't really
no.
help somebody remember something.
Don't need to.
That's not feasible. So Phildinis, you have expertise in Arcana, and you are familiar with many of the magical trappings. This, as it has been described to you, is something known as a flame skull. This is the skull of a wizard that has been taken after death and enchanted so that it continues to use the magic that it did in life and follows the instructions that it was given.
Oh, lordy. It's a flame skull, guys.
They are capable of casting a decent amount of magic
Hold on to your
comparative to
butts.
whatever the wizard knew in life.
It's probably not good. But wonder why it's guarding this forge.
I mean, is this not
Yes, it was a
sounding like
rhetorical
more?
question.
It doesn't sound more and more like we're close to the the forge of spells that we've been looking for the whole time.
Yes.
So we have a skull that could cast magic. Then now I wish I would have taken silence. I was thinking about taking it, but
Well, I have silence, but I don't have it prepped.
Is that a short rest or a long rest type of thing?
That is a long rest kind of thing.
Ugh.
but I haven't used any spell slots. We should, besides that, we should be fairly okay to go into a rather big fight, I would say.
It is 7 o'clock. 7:02.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should. We can finish the session now, but we don't need to take a rest before we go on. We can continue next time.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, well, yeah, I'm saying like, we could do this fight and then call it, or we can call it here.
I need to get some taxes done.
Which
Yeah, I
direction
got
will
two
I
hours.
need to get going. I've got
Okay.
work events.
We will end the
think it-
session with this. As you are all sitting there, Kalen, as your eyes turn, you see the puddle has crept up the stairs, and it is raising up to full height, about 10 foot high, and parts of it are shooting out, attempting to stab at you with a grand total of a 17 to hit.
Yeah, no.
That's against Balin.
Oh, sorry, that shit, Clayton.
I heard Clay too.
It needs. 17 is what it needs. So yeah.
All right. So you are going to take, and this is going to be us entering initiative for next week. 11 bludgeoning damage and 3 acid damage.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
As
11 and
this
3.
yellow, visceral creature rises up, and you all can see it.
I thought
Clay, you had one job.
I liked the cheese.
I'm going to move
Do I
these
know
guys
what
up.
that thing is? Out of curiosity.
You can make me a nature check. As you see it, as this is something that is not actually uncommon in caves of dwarves. This is an ochre jelly. It is a sentient ooze creature.
Hmm.
And
Do I know how to kill it? Or like,
You know that you don't cut it. Cutting is bad.
okay, I will
and lightning
relay
is
that.
equally bad.
And sorry, what was the
I'll
second
cut
one?
it.
Lightning and cutting are equally bad.
All right, I
Don't
will
do
say-
that.
No lightning, no cutting, and I'll look to Clay and I say, I know you want to, but no cutting.
I'll lightning
So Clay
it.
just like, oh.
Is it no cutting whatsoever, or just no slicing, but stabbing is okay?
No cutting.
In
Bludgeon.
game's term, no lightning, no slashing.
That's what I'm saying. I
Here-
see these in a different game. And
piercing.
like, for one thing, you can actually pierce them, which makes no sense. Allowed. But if it's relayed to me as no
I
cutting,
mean,
then
you
no
say
cutting.
that. How the fuck does beating a puddle with a stick make any sense?
This is exactly what we were talking about the last time I saw these in my other campaign. I'm like, wait, so I can stab it, but he can't slash it. Yeah, apparently that's a thing. But since I was
Yeah.
relayed no cutting, I just won't use my sword.
Well, the thing is, you can cut it, it do damage, but if you do a lot of damage, you cut it into two, and then we have to fight two.
Don't
of
meta
them.
this, please. You don't actually have any idea what it does in character.
Yeah, come on, Dan.
Only Lingshaw does.
Okay. Are we doing this now? Or
Everybody, no, we're going to save this for next week. Everybody gets 166 experience points.
This looks like tapioca.
Eat it.
166. Where in the money?
Okay, I have to ask a serious question, you guys. How bad is Clayton as a character?
Dude,
Why do you think he's
what the
bad?
Because I
Bad
did really
ass.
over the top.
how
Yeah.
how fucking ridiculously did you roll? Do you have like 8 18s?
Right now, let's see the character sheet.
He rolled really well.
Let's just say I put 16 in charisma because I needed somewhere to put that roll,
Wow.
and I thought the Southern Charm would with its rustic hospitality would be a good combination.
It kind of reminded me of like Yosemite Sam. Like he has that accent with a little bit of an ass in it, but he's not entirely an ass. Unless
So you guys
you're
got
to
two
like little creatures, maybe. But
2981 for XP, right?
If that's what you're at, that's where you're at. I'm not keeping track of your guys' experience.
How-
Let me just make sure everyone's at the same number because we're on the
How
same page for this bit.
How much XP did we get? Did you say? I forgot.
It's 166.
166.
So
2981.
Yep, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
The next number you guys need to hit is 6,500 for level 5. So that's a ways off.
we can get there in the next encounter.
Maybe
So-
if it was an adult red dragon, but I wouldn't like your guys' chances.
I got butter. We'll be fine.
You're about to fight a bunch of butter, and
The
it's not
orange.
going to be fine.
The orange slime's one weakness. More orange slime.
I'm bouncing,
All right.
guys.
Yeah,
See you
Thanks,
guys next
guys.
week.
Have a good one.
Have a good one. Bye all.